All right, well, hello everyone and welcome. We are live, Fiasco live tonight. Who's excited?
I'm very excited.
Very excited. So, welcome everybody. My name is Chris Whipham. I'm your host of Fiasco Live tonight. And tonight we pulled out all the stops. We got some pros, and we got some. Anybody a con? Because that would make life very easy. So, in any event, we are going to have some fun tonight. We are doing the All the Damn Vampires. So this was unanimously. I told you the words are hard today.
Words are always hard. It's okay.
It was the fastest choosing of a set I've ever seen, and this is, I think, episode 8 that we're doing here. So, good job, guys. You gelled very well. So, congratulations.
Awesome.
So, speaking of our awesome staff today, why don't we start all the way up in what is my top left corner here with John, and introduce yourself and tell people where you might be from, what you might be known for, and how awesome you are.
Whoa. Okay, cool. So, hey everyone, I'm John Stavropoulos. I work as a product manager in technology, but in games, I've designed a variety of interactive games for the History Channel, for the Museum of Modern Art, and a variety of agencies. In role-playing games, I've designed the X card, as well as helped run Games in Demand at Gen Con, and helped facilitate a variety of safety teams at conventions, as well as run local conventions in New York City. I think we've run about 26 or so of them. Awesome. And I'm super excited to be here.
Well, I think that might come up again when we hit the safety point, because I think I inadvertently co-opted one of yours. So,
I love it.
We'll have to get into that. So let's go clockwise. So Banana, introduce yourself. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, I'm Banana Chan, she, her, they, them. I am the owner and co-founder of a small board game publishing company called Game in a Curry, but I also write and design games for other companies. Some of my work has included Scooby-Doo Betrayal at Mystery Shin. I've done some stuff for the Dune RPG that's coming out, and I've also done a lot of stuff with Renegade.
Yes, you have. And including, you've done something with this guy who's below you, who's next up, right? Did you do anything with him? Did you write anything for him?
We cross-pollinated on bikes and brooms.
There you go.
We've cross-pollinated.
There's definitely some cross action going on. So speaking of Spencer, so welcome, Banana. This is awesome. I was super excited when you said yes to play. I'm like, oh, this is a get, and you brought this crew together, so this is all you. So if it all fails, it's her fault. If it all goes well, it's mine. There you go.
I'll take the blame. It's good.
So Spencer, tell people about you.
Yeah, so I'm Spenser Starke, he, him pronouns. I am a game designer, an RPG game designer. I'm most well known probably for Icarus, which is a dice stacking role-playing game about the fall of a great civilization. I've also worked on Kids on Brooms, which is going to be coming out in August through Renegade Games. And that's where we sort of had our cross-pollination, since Banana wrote for some Kids on Bike stuff, and it uses that same system. I'm sure we were running, I think actually I remember us running bikes and brooms next to each other at Big Bad Con at some point early on. Yeah, we were, because you were running Dads on Mowers.
Yes.
Yeah, you're running Dads on Mowers, which is very good, very, very good.
We eventually got together.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so down. And then I have a Kickstarter through Renegade coming out on Monday. On Monday. Alice is Missing. It's a silent role-playing game about the disappearance of a young girl in a small town. So it's gonna be hopefully very exciting. Banana had the chance to play in it recently, so we've got some really good playtesters on board, and so that's kind of been my life for the last 3 years.
And you're gonna do, and it's hard to know how fast things filled up for the Renegade Con, because you're gonna run one of those special, and like all the RPGs just filled up like that.
I'm running one preview session of Alice for RenCon, and I think it filled up within like the first day, which is awesome. I'm so glad.
I think it filled up within the first 15 minutes, Spencer. Let's be honest.
That means so much to me. So I'm gonna run it for that, and then I'm gonna be all over the internet doing stuff for it as soon as it launches. So that's me.
Awesome. Well, welcome aboard. This is nice. I've talked to most of you via chat and online, so it's great to kind of like put some faces with some names. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, totally.
And speaking of Kristin, how are we doing tonight?
Hi. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Hi, everyone. I'm Kristin, she, her pronouns. I am a writer and game designer. I co-designed North Sea Epilogues, which was published by Renegade Games and Garphill Games. I've written for Kids on Bikes and Teens in Space. I'm also the co-founder of the Roll to Play podcast network, and I'm the producer of Powered by the Players, an actual play podcast on that network. So thanks for having me.
This is an all-star crew. I have high expectations, guys. This is impressive.
Oh no! What have we done?
How did we get to this point?
No. So we the playset y'all chose is all the damn vampires. So that's why I kind of painted this, like, it's kind of like Appalachian, North Woodsy kind of, it could be Forks, it could be West Virginia, who knows. I leave that up to you. So that's kind of what our background is today. I like to have fun and doodle with that. So that's why you see trees and I'm a lumberjack, because vampires like lumberjacks.
Oh, I love it.
Apparently.
I didn't know you painted that. That's so cool.
Yeah,
I
do different backgrounds for each one. I like to have fun with it. So
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Just casually dropping it. No big deal.
Yeah.
It's no big. It's no big. I mean, it's just a lot of copy paste and a lot of brushwork. That's all. So anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. We are going to dive right into this with our character creation. So basically the way we're going to do this is we will set up our characters first. Then we're going to kind of go over our safety, because it's a little easier to discuss safety once we kind of have some things ironed out. But I would point out that if there's anything in the process that is causing you to raise a red flag and not feel comfortable, please say so. Even up until we haven't even talked about safety, it's always in effect. So please, but we'll define the guidelines and what our rules are as we get into it and get closer and define how you want to play. So we randomly chose the starting person to select roles, and that's going to be you, John.
Oh, wow.
So how this is going to work, and you have a minute or two. So if you look above me, you'll see our dice pool. So there are 8 dice up there right now. Now, as we go around a couple times, I will replace them, because we will need a total of 16 dice to play with 4 players. So once we've reached and there are 16 dice out, they'll stop coming out. But don't worry, Kristin, if you're the last person, you're not stuck with the die. The last person to choose a die always gets their choice. And you get to choose what color it is or what number it is. So you never kind of, like, there's 4 2s left. You don't have to take a 2. You can do whatever you want. So it's kind of a little nice nod to the person going last. So those dice will be constantly changed. During this phase, color doesn't matter, number does. But when we actually start playing, color matters a little bit. And the number has no meaning until we hit the middle. And I'll talk to you more about that as we get into it. So what we're going to do in the first rounds is we are going to choose our relationships with each other. And this game is based a lot on the relationships you have around. So in front of you, you see cards in between each players. That's because as you define your relationship, these cards will fill up with that data. I'll type it in, and then that way it'll be up there for us to have. And that basically will define what's happening and what might be going on between the 2 players. We will say that with 4 players, you're kind of in that sweet spot where you can have 1 or 2 needs, but it never more than that. If you get more than 2 needs, too much is going on. All right. Everybody must have a relationship and a detail defined. And by that, I mean, when you pick, if you're looking at the packet, when you pick it, the first thing you get to do is pick a die, and that will determine the first major category that you are choosing. Okay? And then somebody involved in that relationship may further define that by using a die inside that zone. So if you select family and then you select 2 later on, then that would be like a 1 to get the family and then 2 to select parent and child. Now, typically, we leave those relationships open-ended to be defined throughout play. But if you choose to say, oh, I want to be the child, then, that's up to you and how you want to play. But sometimes it's not until the first few scenes where that kind of gets fleshed out. And that's totally fine. There's also... We have locations, objects, and we have the needs and wants. So it's up to you how you want to define them. You don't necessarily have to sub-define anything. You may choose to leave it high level if you'd like and have like 2 high-level things. That's completely fine and up to you and how you want to play. You can define it and get down to the nitty-gritty. I will put out one word of caution, and that is don't feel the need to make everything on your card happen, okay? Just because you're writing all this relationship data down, this is just to help kind of get things flowing and get things out there. If you don't get to check off the box that, you were supposed to board a train at 3 o'clock, that's fine. That's completely fine. But if it helps drive you, like, what the heck am I doing here? It helps maybe put you in some other situations that will be good or bad. We'll see what happens. So, does that explain everything clear enough for y'all? Try not to. All right, good. So, John, you are going to be the first person picking dice, and it looks like we have everything but a 6 available. So, it's your choice. As I organize my dice down here. All right. So what would we like to choose?
I would go with a 5.
All right. And what would you like to define?
So 5 is crime, correct?
If you don't have to go in order, but if you want to define the relationship as crime, that's completely fine. And who would you like to define that between? You and Kristin or you and Banana?
Let's go with Kristin with a crime relationship.
All right. We're already off to that kind of start. I can see it already. Well, a 4 got rolled in, so there are no 5s and no 6s for you, Banana. So what would you like to choose?
I would like to choose a 2.
A 2?
And yes, and that's work. So I'm going to establish that relationship with, let's say, Spenser.
All right. So what's going to happen, Kristin, is now Spenser has the choice where he can define that work relationship farther or continue to define other attributes. You don't have to define relationship first. We just need to have it done by the time where you should have, roughly everybody should have mostly 4 things on your card. Somebody might have 3, somebody might have 5. That's fine. But ultimately, that's how it goes. So Spenser, you are up.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do. We did work.
Yep.
We have a 2
It's coming.
and a 1. Silver work. Okay. I think I'm gonna wait to drill down on that relationship.
Sure.
Just so that we can get some stuff on the table. And I think I'm gonna do a location because that feels
Sure.
like a good first step to sort of figure out where we're based.
All
We have
right.
lots of 4,
Mhm.
so maybe I'll do a 4. We have a 2. I'm going to do a 2 as well because that's downtown, and that feels like very, very urban vampire feel.
I like it.
Somewhere that we go. So I'm gonna do downtown.
All right. And do you want that between you and Banana or you and Kristin?
Ooh, that could be where we work, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll put it between Banana and I. That way we have like work and downtown. Like we work somewhere downtown together.
And you just put that song in my head. So thank you.
Good. That was the
Go
intention.
Downtown. All right. Kristin, so a 5 came out. So you have a 1, 2, 4, 5 available. What would you like to define?
Let's see. 1, 2. So 2 is work, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Which we did. So we haven't done 1. So let's do 1.
Okay.
Which is family, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So are you and I family?
Yeah.
Oh no, I guess crime could go family too. Yeah.
Well, crime would need to be defined further.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So, all right.
Okay.
I mean, it's loose, right? Like you all design these things. You know that the only rule is have fun, right?
That is.
Right. That's the biggest rule.
Figure it
Like, you
out.
didn't, like
whatever.
rules lawyers all over the world are just like they're out of business, according to me. I don't care. We're just having fun.
Exactly.
All right, John, we're back to you.
Cool.
An ambulance chaser and a rules lawyer together. Like, what would that be? Like the person who just runs around a con and points out everything wrong at every table. Like, you can't do that, and then runs to the next table. You can't do that, and then runs to the next one.
I think I've met those people.
Oh, they exist.
To be fair.
They
Oh,
exist.
Cool. And so needs work the same way as everything else. It's between characters.
Everything is going to be between characters. Now, you guys are advanced, so I will let you define things for other people. Like, for instance, that relationship over there between Spencer and Banana, if you want to define that work relationship, you may do so. As long as everybody winds up with a clearly defined relationship, I don't care. But for newbies, I don't let them do that because it just gets crazy. It gets very
I
vindictive.
have so
very
many
fast.
ideas, Spencer.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna get messy.
Frankly, very excited.
I think you should be.
Awesome. So I'm going to choose. So we have no 3s. So I'm going to choose a 5.
All
And
right.
I'm going to choose it between Barb and myself. It's going to be a need, and the need is to get rich.
All right. And that's between you and Banana. So to get rich. I like it. It's always a good one, I think. Seems to make it on a lot of them. Awesome. And you'll be happy to know a 3 came out, John, just because
Oh, cool.
you said the word, right? That's how it happens.
Ooh, okay. This is gonna get tricky. Okay, so our need is gonna get. I want to develop this a little further. This relationship. So we have what numbers do we have left?
You have a 1, 2, 3, 4.
You got small straight.
If I'm playing Yahtzee, we're good.
So I want to say
we're not
that...
playing Yahtzee? Shoot. Okay.
That's why I'm here.
Guys, I gotta go.
Yahtzee Live. I think that would be a great show.
I want to say that John and I have a friendship, and that friendship is, I want to say we have an uncommon hobby. That's a 3.
All right.
Cool.
Okie dokie. So friendship it is. And a 3 comes out to replace that. So we make life very easy for the record keeper. All right. Moving on to Spencer.
I think I'm gonna define our work, since your thing is to get rich, which is really interesting because I'm gonna define it as a struggling business owner and employee.
Oh, never mind.
Because on the work thing, the number 3 is struggling business owner and employee. So I think that's what I'm gonna establish is our drilling down on our relationship, Banana.
I like
Nice.
it. All right,
So,
so we
that's
lose the 3,
probably
but
why
we get
you're-
a 5. So we have that. Now again, we don't know who's the struggling employee and who's the we don't know yet. So we leave that up to you. So Kristin, so a 5 came out. So you have 1, 2, 4, and 5. We call that a southern straight with a jump because there's no 3. I just made that
I've
up.
never heard of that one. That's very good. Is that like alt Yahtzee rules?
It is. And if it went up to a 6, that would be a North Yahtzee with a jump.
You learn something new every day, you know? Here I am, game designer. I thought I knew games. Nope.
It's the
I learned
expansion.
something new.
Didn't you ever play with the
Oh,
expansion?
I didn't. No, I didn't pick up the expansion.
That's why.
Sorry,
Okay,
Kristin.
That makes sense. I'm sorry.
No.
We stalled long enough, Kristin. What you got?
So, right. Thanks for giving me the time. So I can define family with Spencer or crime with John a little more, correct?
Yeah,
By using those
absolutely.
numbers? Okay.
5
I'm just
under
breaking
crime
it down
just
for
made me
people who are
chuckle.
watching.
That's fine. Ask away.
Okay, so let's define the family. Let's see. Oh,
I like the
no.
5 under crime. Definitely not shoplifting.
You know what?
Definitely not shoplifting.
Let's do that. That's
All
too
right.
good.
You got it. I'm
Definitely
not trying to
not.
put things
shoplifting.
in your head here, but
No, I had been looking at that, and so I like that you said it.
Also, I like the name 500 Crime. I don't know what it means as like a title, but it's very good.
It's something. There's something there.
There's something there. Something there. I don't know what it is.
Nice. So guess what? A 5 comes back in, so that remains. Moving on to you, John. You have the small to southern straight with the jump here because you have the 1, 2, 4, 5. So I'm gonna make that a
Cool.
thing now, Spencer. That's gonna be.
Hey, I love it. You and I will release a Yahtzee expansion pack.
There you go. Just like
Who owns
tapes
that?
onto every score pad like a post-it note and
Uh-huh.
extends like
Yeah.
4 boxes. That's it.
Hey, I'm in. Who owns this? Hasbro own yet? Can we?
Oh, they're
okay.
easy to get along with. I heard. They're
Yeah. I've heard they're
Fine.
wonderful.
fine.
Cool. So let's see.
So stacking dice while you guys are all playing is taking a completely different meaning tonight, given the mechanic in your game there, Spencer. So just saying.
Yeah, and Icarus. Yeah, yeah. We can play Fiasco, but the whole thing ends when the dice tower falls. That's
That's
fun
often
variant.
with me.
It's a mashup.
yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna further define to get rich
All right.
between myself and Banana.
I like it.
And so let's choose. Let's choose number 1, which is so you can retire comfortably. Well, okay. So you can stalk the night forever comfortably.
Oh, that's really sweet.
All right. Now we see if I can spell comfortably. So, all right. So no points. So Banana, you'll be happy to hear that we got a 6. So there's no new number in the mix for the first time here.
Yes, a 6. Okay.
I know. Spend it wisely.
Let's see here. Oh wait, did I jump the gun last time and say I wanted to share an uncommon hobby with John?
You did, but we just put the primary relationship in there.
I'm gonna spend it now then.
Oh my God.
Good follow through. I like the commitment.
We are gonna have an uncommon hobby. I want this.
As
We didn't
if
have to have a
ours
rules
are
lawyer
not
come in.
uncommon enough, right?
Yeah, seriously.
All right. To share an uncommon. So a 6 comes out right away and a 4 comes back in. So you are looking at a wall of 4s, Spencer.
You know, I'm always staring at a wall of 4s. just trying to make my way through.
Hey, may the
I'm
force
actually
be
going to
with
use
you.
that's the night, guys. Good job,
There you go.
everybody. Let's go.
It doesn't get
I'm gonna-
better. I'm just warning you.
Nope. No, that's where we're at. I love it. Let's do the number 2, and I'm gonna assign a need, and it's to get even, and I'm gonna put that between Kristin and I.
All right.
I'm
So
all about
with the-
revenge.
Right. So with
Hell yeah.
that, Kristin, you do not have to define that. You could, for instance, pick a location or an object between you and Spenser,
Okay.
and just not define like to get even deeper than that. Like, because I'm pretty sure you can work with that, right? You don't need.
In game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's not something that's required by any means. This
Okay.
is also the last new die coming out. A 6 came out on that one, so when Kristin's done, we'll roll a new die in, and then that will be the end of the pool. What you see is what you get. And we have all of our needs. They are taken care of now. All of our needs are met. Great.
Okay. So I can pick an object, correct? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay. We haven't done that yet, right?
Nope.
Let's see. A wall of 4s.
Yeah, if you want something other than a 4 now, well, you get, see, that's just it. You'll get whatever number you want at the end anyway. So
Well, and the 4 under object is sentimental, and I kind of like that.
I like it. All right.
That's
so
what I'm going to do. Yep.
The last new die coming in is another 6. So,
Ooh.
John, you're looking at everything except for a 2 and a 3.
Okay, cool. And so needs are, we've done all the needs, is that correct?
The needs are complete.
Okay, awesome. So,
I mean, the get even need can be defined further, but it's not necessary.
let's choose, and we can do another object.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
And we
So
still have
let's
locations too.
choose- I'm going to take a quick look at locations.
It's all good. You know, it's location, location, location. So
All 3 of them.
all 3. I hear
Cool,
it's
let's
important
go
in real
with-
estate.
Let's go with an object, and
All
the
right.
object is going to be weapons, but I'm not quite sure who it's with.
That kind of works well with crime.
You know, in my experience, it also works well with friendship. So,
Facts.
got a difficult choice there.
Let's go with between Kristin and I for now for weapons.
All right. So is it a sentimental weapon or not? Who knows?
Those are
it
the
was
best
a
kind.
Derringer my old daddy left me. All right, so that uses up a 5. So now they're going to start disappearing. So that leaves you with a 1, 4, 6 as your options. Decisions, right?
Huh. Oh, 6. Okay. I'm gonna have an unfortunate object for Spenser and I.
Oh boy. An unfortunate object? That's the prompt?
Yes. Yep, go into 6.
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good.
These are real good.
God.
All right. It is locked in.
Okay.
So Spenser.
Yeah, so I'm trying to, now that I got that curveball, I'm trying to figure out if I want to define that further, because, oh boy, there's some good ones in there. I got a 1, 4, and 6 to
Mhm.
play with?
That's what you got.
Okay. An unfortunate object. Yeah. Let's drill down on that guy. We're going to assign a 1 to that and do a human skull from the Breckenridge Homes construction site.
Excellent choice.
I'm happy about
Thanks.
this.
There's one thing that Banana and I share. It's a love of skulls.
I am not judging. I like it. I like where we're headed with it.
Our next game.
Yep.
Our next game. It's just called Skulls.
Yeah.
That's it. That one might be taken. Just going to put that out there.
I think skull. I think we just put an S on the end. It's fine, right?
2 Z's.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 Z's. Oh, it's
There you
the
go, 2
Z
Z's.
way.
2 Z's.
Yep, 2.
Skull
That's the key right there.
We'll also put a K up front
'Cause
and
they're,
make
like,
it silent,
sleeping?
and it'll be just fine.
Or you can
Oh,
put
I like
out.
that.
It could be screws.
There you go.
All right, Kristen. We've stalled long enough.
Well, I have an answer. So I'm going to do a location,
All right.
and I'm going to use a 4 and do across the river.
I like it.
That sounds like it needs to be
Who's
part of
that
the
with?
game. With Spenser, because we only have a couple
Okay.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So coming back to you, Spencer, or with you and Spencer, coming back up to you, John. Sorry. My spreadsheet that runs this is a little back.
I'll say, I'll go again. I'll take it. You give me some dice, we'll play.
Cool. So, and I can define something for someone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So between Kristen and Spencer, you have get even.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. I don't love those options.
Yeah, the only one that I think maybe would work would be the Reverend because we're vampires.
Yeah, it's almost like too obvious.
It's almost too obvious. Yeah, that's how I was gonna do. Yeah.
That's fair.
But that works in this kind of game.
Just because it's there, you
No,
don't
I like it.
have to use it.
I like
Yeah.
I like the avoiding the too obvious. Subvert those tropes.
Even though,
So
like,
a
quite literally,
crossing-
the whole game is defined by tropes, but that's okay.
We'll find a way. We'll pros.
Make it happen. You can do it.
So let's see. So actually, I know I just said that might be too obvious, but now all of a sudden I'm super excited by it. So let's go with to get even between Kristen and Spencer, and we'll
Okay.
be to get even with Reverend Wilson at First Baptist, finally.
Finally.
You know the finally helps that. Because
Right.
it gives it gives a really good history. I like that.
Gives it some temperance. Now, is that a 4 or a 5, John?
That
Or
would
a
be a
6.
6.
The 6. All right. So your decisions are made for you. What would you like it to be? Well, it is a 4. But what would you like to do with it?
Okay. Find someone else's thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so under sentimental between Kirsten and John, that's an item. I think I'm going to suggest that it should be an ashtray in the old Modder Lodge in like 1965.
That was my favorite one from that list, Banana.
Awfully specific.
Yes.
Because, you know, it's what you do. You steal ashtrays from motels, right?
Of course.
I mean, I've done it.
And we definitely were not shoplifting.
Definitely. But is it shoplifting? I mean, they just left it there.
That's true.
They're like after dinner mints.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They just don't give you enough. All right. Spencer, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm gonna drill down into the downtown aspect, the location aspect, and assign a 4 to say that you and I work at the National First Credit Bank.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
and we have a skull. Cool.
and we have a skull. We have a human
And then a
skull.
safety deposit box?
One of us owns it, and one of us owns the bank, and one of us is an employee, and you're looking to get rich. So I feel like that sort of writes itself in some ways.
It all makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly. It works out. It's not a problem. All right. So basically you get to pick anything you'd like, Kristin. So you can define that family relationship with Spencer. You can leave it alone.
Oh, yeah.
You can further define the river or the weapon. Like, you can do whatever you want. You got options.
Do I have to use the 4?
No, you get to choose whatever number you
Oh.
want. That's one of the going last.
It's the going last and the
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like the ketchup mechanic a little bit, right?
Yeah. I think I'll define family.
All right.
Spencer,
hit
are
me.
you okay with siblings possibly only because of the remarriage?
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I felt like grandparent and grandkid
It's-
wasn't a good fit, but I like
Yeah.
siblings.
I like that.
all right. So we'll put siblings, step siblings, and we'll kind of siblings. We'll put that little question mark in there.
It's just a question mark, yeah.
Just a question mark. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to quickly review the safety stuff. Let me see if I have this all set up. I do. It looks good. So we will pull that up. So the safety, basically, we use these systems. And thank you, John. If any of these are yours specifically that I cannibalized, I found out about them from John Sandow, and they're great. I love it. So I just want to, I mean, you're not a Power Ranger, so it doesn't mean quite the same thing, okay? But it's a little different.
It's close.
Okay, it's close. But basically, these are the devices that we use on the show, and they seem to work very well. So the X card, there will be a card that I asked everybody to print that you may hold up if you'd like. You can also just make an X with your arms. Either one are completely acceptable. And that just means everybody stop. Let's assess what we're doing. Somebody's not comfortable with something. Either we will stop that, change it, and continue on, or we'll evaluate the situation on a case by case. I've actually had it used once where, somebody was in character, but, something came across with, a little person and it wasn't appropriate. So, it doesn't have to be just because something is bad. It can just be something you're a little more sensitive to than other people and a little smarter than me, I guess is the best way to put that. So it'll be either change, wind, or rewind, or skip the content entirely. The other thing we have is the open door. In this case, the open camera. You may at any time decide, there you go, that's like perfect. That should be like a promo card and Alice is missing. I like it. Oh, it's an actual legit card.
Yeah, we have them. We have legit X cards built into Alice is Missing. So thank you,
I love
John.
that. That's amazing.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
I would say I don't want this to sound the wrong way, but I think that it really needs it, right? Like, because there can be
it does.
There could be some very delicate situations that come up, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we have a lot of safety tools in place. That's one of them. But yeah, thank you, John, infinitely.
Awesome. I believe I even carried this over because when we're doing Renegade Con, all of our role players will go over safety measures now at the beginning that's stemmed from all this. So the good work is getting out there. So
That's awesome. That's so great.
right? Needs to be. All right, so the open door means you may leave at any time. Just shoot me a message, email. Just let me know you left so we're not sitting here just waiting for you. It's fine if you do, but just let me know that you did. No judgments, nothing. In scuba diving, we have a term that anybody can call the dive for any reason whatsoever, and there's no repercussions, there's no ill feelings. For whatever reason, my ear feels funny and I just don't want to dive today. Then we don't go. That's it. It's that simple. Same
Totally.
thing. And I also lump in like if you need to get up and walk around, that's fine. Go ahead. Do so. You know, if it's not your turn, if you need a minute, let us know. Do what you have to do. My poor niece like sat at her desk all day, worked there, and then took like 5 minutes and then came back and then gamed with a 5-player Fiasco and didn't tell anybody. So like she was like waiting forever for a break, and I'm like, tell me, let me know. So that's kind of why
just get up. Aw.
it's fine. Like, but there's this need, right? We're streaming. We need to be seen the entire time. Like, no, you can get up and leave your spot for a moment or two. That's completely cool. So
Great.
feel completely safe doing that, please. And then the last is the cats, which is basically just kind of go over the concept, the aim, the tone, and the subject matter. So the concept is we're playing Fiasco. It's the Coen Brothers movie. This is already set up for us. This is grim. Things do not go well. The aim is pretty much there are no winners. There are just varying degrees of losers in the story. So when it comes to you all...
That feels very familiar.
Right? It feels like how I play a Euro game. I don't know what you're talking about.
Feels like my whole life. It's, you know.
Fair enough. So that brings us to tone. And tone is where I'd like to ask you, you know, on a scale of, you know, not another teen vampire movie all the way out to Vampire Diaries, like where on this scale do you want to play? You know, do we want to keep it a little more serious with, you know, maybe a few humorous offbeats? But I put the question to you all, since you're the ones actually playing, what is your expectations? Because if somebody's coming here expecting Airplane and they don't get that and they get something else, that's no fun for anyone.
I'm all right in the middle, right? Like finding those humorous moments, but also keeping some grounded stuff.
Okay. Any objections? Happy right down the middle?
Sounds good. Not Airplane.
right.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
good with that.
Yeah.
Dig it. Great. And then subject matter.
My thought in general about this sort of thing is that, like,
we can hear you.
Go ahead. Are you there?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
it looked like I was lagging. I was going to say my thought in general about this sort of tone is that it's going to be silly just based on the contents that we have. So if we play it serious, then it ends up more in the middle, right? Because it's already silly. And if we try to make it silly, then it just kind of goes off the...
That's a great
Off
way
the
of
rails.
putting it. That's a great way of putting it.
I love it.
So there you go. So shoot for more serious, and then kind of if you drop below the target, you wind up at silly. There you go. As opposed to just being a complete, well, you know what that'll be if it's down there. Fair enough.
It'd be a fiasco.
Well, it'd be worse than that. Be like a Fiasco that didn't do well at the theaters. That's what that'd be. I don't even know that it would have a resurgence in the aftermarket, like say Raising Arizona or anything.
Yeah, VOD. Yeah, VOD's not looking strong for it.
Yeah, no. And then the last is the subject matter, comfortability level, any personal boundaries anybody has. I just always like to, at least at the bare minimum, you know, say, let's keep the subjects of like, you know, abuse off the table, anything like that, any threatening behavior that might not be appropriate to our scene. But if there's anything anybody else would like to add, like if you're not comfortable, like I had one where people are like, I just don't want my character to kiss anybody. And I'm like, that's fine. It's completely fine. Whatever your boundaries are, that's fine. So does anybody have anything to add to that list? No? Good. Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a quick 2-minute break. And in that 2 minutes, I'm going to ask our stars, because that's what you are. Let's be honest here. You may feel free to grab your beverages, get your seats freshened up, and get ready for this run that's about to be Act 1. I'm going to ask you the all-important, what is your character name when you come back? All right, and just remember that, you know, there may be some family, there may not be, so just have that in mind as we go through. And I don't need first and last names. You can all be share for all I care. What's that?
Can we just talk about really quick before we do that, just like what kind of, since we are all vampires, right? Like what's do we want to go standard vampire lore name? Do we want to go like very more urban kind of like so we're all sort of in the same tone? What do we think?
I like this. This is good.
We have like some vampires that have been around for longer, or some vampires that have been around like who are younger, you know, just turned vampires.
Yeah, and maybe their names are dependent on that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Kristin and my character might have been around since at least 1965.
Oh, at least.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
So the other question is kind of, and that's a great point, and that kind of brings up the timeliness of when do you want to play? Do you want to play, you know, in that pre-cell phone era? Do we want to play post, or is there any specific feelings anybody has like yesterday? I don't know.
I'm okay with modern.
I prefer modern.
There you go.
Perfect.
Great.
Awesome. Anything else? Anybody else before we head off for quick station identification?
Spencer, I think I'm going to be playing, and John too, I'm going to be playing like an umpire, like from the 1800s. So just
great.
saying.
So you're going to be the boss, and I'm going to be and I'm going to be the employee. Is how that's going to work.
Either way around. It
or
doesn't
the other way
matter,
around.
really. Yeah. I just want to play like a Vlad.
Yeah. No. I think I like the relationship of like you're super old and I'm coming in as like the new employee. So maybe we'll play that. But that's okay.
Or she could be super old and you just hired her.
That's true.
You got options.
We do have options. All right, we'll figure it out and play.
Awesome. All right, so we'll see you in 2 minutes. We're going to do that break thing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. A little too happy for vampires about do stuff, but maybe they're like, you know, they're just, you know, 90s vampires who like that music. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good old hometown vampires, you know.
Right.
Exactly. Banana, I had a revelation.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
In 2 minutes, Spencer?
In 2 minutes, I had a
He
revelation.
designed
That's
a game.
amazing.
I have a whole new game for us. No,
Oh, I'd be
so
so
we work
excited.
at we work at National First Credit, but it's a blood bank.
I could go
Of
very
course
John
it
Wick.
is.
John Wick meets
Oh my
vampires.
God,
I like it. I like it.
hilarious.
Does
I
that
love it.
work?
I love it.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
It's
I
like
don't know why it's
literally
called National
Vampire
First
the
Credit.
Masquerade.
But it's
Yes.
the National First Blood. There you go.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
It's a cover, so it's like
It's a cover.
yeah, it's a cover for like when humans ask us about.
Yeah.
It's
It's like
Because
on
you
our
need
business
that.
forms, like all of our like tax forms and stuff. It's like National First
So it's the
Credit.
National
It's our
First Credit. Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I asked you one important question, and John, I'm starting with you again because you're my favorite person to pick on. Apparently, you just look like you're the most prepared. So, I got excuses
Cool.
for days. Do you have a name?
And I am 12 years old, even though actually I'm like 500 years old.
Nice. So what was the name? Because you kind of cut out.
Oh, no worries, Christoph.
And now
Ooh.
I think you need a K with that and an F on the
Mhm.
end.
Exactly.
So you look like you got turned at 12. Gotcha.
Yeah, like I think it's the kind of situation where I was gonna die and someone tried to save me.
I like it.
Ooh, there's some backstory there.
There
Yeah,
is.
love
There
it.
is. All right, Banana, what are you thinking?
I am Josephine. I was turned in the late 1800s, and my favorite type of clothing is Gothic Lolita.
I like it. I have a feeling.
Amazing.
I don't know if you want to search that or not on the internet, but do it on your own PC. Spencer.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Oliver, and he is 19 and just turned into a vampire last week.
A total vampire noob.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like it. Interesting. So, Kristin, what are you thinking?
So how should that affect when my character turned, if we're siblings?
Right.
Yeah, but it might be by marriage. So you could
That's
be like
true.
the forever teenage daughter or something. Or you could be, I don't know.
Okay.
The nice
Okay.
thing is you can figure
We'll
it
just
out.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
You can retcon too. We're not hard and
Cool.
fast.
Okay. I'm going to go with Lilith, and she was turned in the early 1900s.
So middle-aged in this crowd.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, maybe you turned me. We'll discuss that.
Maybe I turned you.
We'll
Well,
discuss
yeah,
it.
we'll have to.
Yeah.
In family counseling, we'll work through that.
Oh, can we please? Oh, we have to do that scene. Okay, we're doing that scene. That's happening.
All right. Since I picked on John enough, Banana, I'm going to ask you to lead the first scene. So you got a few minutes here to think about things while I kind of explain it for our crowd at home, and potentially Kristin too. Basically, how this is going to work is on your turn, you have two choices. You may establish a scene or you may resolve a scene. So if you establish the scene, you get to pick where it happens, who's in it, and who is your director. Okay? If you choose to resolve, then you get to choose the outcome of that for yourself. So usually red is bad, white is good, but generally speaking, more of one color is better than multiple colors because the way the math works in this game. So to give you some general direction. That's also a great option because you just pick a director and then kind of everybody chips in and helps build your scene for you. So if you're kind of struggling with your person and you don't know exactly where you want to go with your story, maybe somebody else has an idea they can help you out with. That's where the resolve a scene is just like, hey, help me out here. You know, I'm just completely lost. That's a great option for that. So, you know, another fallback. People tend to do one, and then in scene act 2, they do the other. Now, what's going to happen during the scene is that as you go around, you've named one person to be a director. So just keep an eye on the director. The director during the scene has the option to show you either the red card or the white card, which is basically things are going to go good for you or things are going to not work out for you. All right, now they can call that in the middle of a scene, and you just keep playing out the scene at that point until the director tells you cut. All right. Now, they don't have to do that. They can just let the scene flow and then award a die at the end as well. It's not required. People tend to think that it's required. It's not. If you don't want to do that, you just want to let the scene run, feel free to do that. And then everybody stops when the director yells cut, or, well, they usually just do a big cut right in the middle of the screen. All right, so that's kind of the options. And on a scene, you're just going to set it up. And again, this is one of those things where I say don't clearly define everything about the scene. Like, you don't need to. This is 42 hours after this thing happened. We're here. It's a rainy day. Like, don't go crazy nuts trying to define the scene. Just kind of like establish it quickly and get into it. And you tend to find those things work out. The last thing is I would say is, and this goes for the director as well, is NPCs are played by everybody. So if there's a call for an NPC or you'd like to add some flavor into a scene that might help you play into something you're trying to make happen on yours, interject, add it in. If you think, like, sometimes I've seen NPCs take over what the character actually does because the NPC is more interesting than the person they were playing. Like, so that happens, and that's completely fine. Just do what you want to do, have some fun, interject some fun. It's all how you want to play it. So with that in mind, I go to you, Banana. What would you like to do? Would you like to establish or resolve?
I would like to establish, please.
All right, you got it. And who do you want to be your director?
I would like John for us to be our director, if that's okay with you, John.
Sounds good. I might just need some clarity as far as the director's responsibilities.
Yep, absolutely. So the director is responsible just for cutting the scene. That's ultimately all you're responsible for. Either during the scene or after you've cut it, you may decide if it went well for the protagonist in that scene or not so well. And that's what the red and the white cards are for. So just hold them up to your camera. And then if you're in the scene, just acknowledge it that, yeah, I saw it. Keep playing your scene normally. Exactly. It might work. Yeah, exactly. All right. Is that enough clarity? Awesome. All right. So you have your director. And you have yourself. That's the only other rule is you must be in your own scene. What would you like to do?
I would like to be at the National First Blood/Credit Bank, Oliver.
Yeah, let's do it.
Discussing the nature of our business and if anyone would like to join in as like an NPC, as like a customer.
Oh yeah.
Blood giver.
Awesome. I like it. So you'll see up there, John, you have the little clapboard. So that's just so that you remember. Don't forget that because directors forget. They get caught up in the scene, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh, wait. So that's that. So we are at the bank. We have Josephine and Oliver working hard or hardly working. Am I right? All right, so Act 1, Scene 1, take it away at the bank.
And then if you look over here, this is where we store, I didn't know that this is where we stored it, but this is apparently where we store all of the blood. It just comes in the side back door here, and then we put it into the vault, and that's all they've shown me so far. So,
So the blood is over here.
yeah, it's in the vault that's with the big door.
In the vault. And what's
They
is there
won't-
like some sort of security code or anything
Oh,
to get it?
yeah, no, they don't give me that information. I wish.
They don't give you that
I
information.
wish.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
but I'm glad. Yeah, no, I'm glad that you're here to help though, because like it's been busy. It's been really busy. They've been bringing so many dead bodies lately that I don't know what we're gonna do with them. You know, I mean, they've been throwing them in the river for a little bit, but like it's turning
Throwing
all
them in the
mucky.
river?
You know? Yeah, the
Oh.
bodies when we were done with them, they're just throwing them in the river after we were done, and it was like fine for a little bit, but then people got suspicious. So I don't really know. Anyway, I'm just glad that you're here.
I am happy to be here as well. I'm glad that I could help out with all this blood.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's
Yeah.
weird because like my dad, you know, he owns the place and like he's gonna pass it to me, and like I don't.
Uh-huh.
It's just weird because like you think that he would, anyways. You think that he would know to, you know,
Well,
not let
can't we
his
just go
son
into
around the
Can't we just go into a vault right now?
into the vault. Look, he doesn't. Ever since I got turned, he hasn't.
It's not even
Trusted
it's
me
not
with
even closed right now. The door's wide open.
What?
Yeah,
Oh.
look. The door's wide open. I like reach over and I just like pull it open.
It opens, and we just see like stacks and stacks of like blood bags on top of each other, and then like one
There's no
single
security
dead
for
body,
this.
like no, just hanging from a hook,
Oh, gosh.
right? Oh, that was Carl. I liked him.
Oh,
Man,
well,
he came in every week.
it's perfectly, fine now. We could just go in and grab blood if we wanted to.
Wait, hold on. Why would we go in and grab blood?
I don't know. Why would we? Yeah, Oliver, why would we do that? That's
You see him reach
that's your
around
idea.
to the side of the like counter and like press a button and say, Josephine, I gotta call somebody, and like switch a little button as like the alarm goes off.
Cut.
Yeah, that didn't. Yep.
Well, yeah, I'd say that didn't go well. So here's the fun part. In Act 1, you receive a red die, Oliver / Spenser, but who would you like to give this to?
I think I'm gonna give it to. Yeah, I'll give it to Josephine.
All right. Still trying to figure out if Josephine actually knows you're turned or not. But that's...
Oh yeah, I said
the
that I
mystery.
was turned. I just yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling she's going to be a little annoyed with a 19-year-old kid who just turned. That's
Yep.
I should
That's gonna
probably
be fun.
note that my appearance is like 40.
Good. Good.
So
Good,
40-ish.
Yeah.
So Oliver, what are you thinking? What's your scene going to be? And would you like to establish or resolve?
I think I want to. You know, I think I want to. I think I'm gonna establish actually. You know, I want to cut into the scene like where we are talking with my dad about what you did, but I feel like that's not the most interesting place for us to go here. I feel like it's almost more interesting for Kristin, you and I, to go to that scene we were just talking about, where I'm actually relaying the story of what just happened to the family therapist about turning and why it's so hard. So like all of that was actually me in the therapy. You know what I mean? Does that work for you?
Yep.
Okay.
So is it
okay, cool.
family counseling or is it?
It's untraditional family counseling, right? Like,
Okay. So
vampires exist in
non-licensed,
this world.
Just the guy who
Yes.
or girl who
It's
means
just
well.
it's just a
Gotcha.
yeah. It's Vlad who just says, "How do you feel?" over and over, right? Like that's.
Mhm.
In fact, John, do you mind playing our therapist?
Sounds good. And
Okay,
I knew
cool.
you're vampires.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're like
I love the idea that
appointed
it didn't
vampire
come out.
counselor.
I like the idea
Yeah.
that the therapist didn't know until like the first or second session and is now too
Right.
scared to turn us away as clients.
Oh, no.
And so just
That's
listens and keeps our secret.
That's
So
very
there's
good.
this modicum of like, what about Bob built into it a little bit? All right, fair enough.
Right.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, so I guess that means Josephine is directing then.
Yes.
Ooh.
All right.
Banana, you're our director.
Yay.
All right.
All right, we ready?
All right. So we are Act 1, Scene 2, Therapy or Theramy?
And then I had to sit in this like hour-long meeting with my dad, who not my favorite person, and as he lectured Josephine, the only other person they've given me to help in this place, about not stealing blood. Like, do you understand the responsibility, the pressure that's being put on me because of what you did, Lilith? What you've done to me? It hurts.
How much longer are you going to complain about me turning you? It's been a week.
I don't know. How much longer do we live? How long do we live?
Like 500 years. Am I going to have to
Okay.
listen to this for the next 500 years?
I just want to clarify that I'm only probably going to be available for the next 20 years.
Wait, you're leaving us?
Already?
I
Was it something
just-
Oliver said?
Wait, that wasn't me, Lilith. He's telling us he's gonna leave us.
Why would he leave us? We are very
don't know.
good clients.
Well, okay, but here's the thing: we could change that.
You could be our
Right?
therapist forever. We need a
Forever.
family therapist.
how
We have a
about
lot of
we-
issues.
How about we postpone that and we focus on your dad and how you're feeling about recently being turned?
Well,
I guess we
he
have
is the one
time.
in charge. He knows best. Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. We can revisit this. We'll put a pin in it.
Yeah, we'll put a.
Cut.
Good.
I'm sorry, I'm only going to be practicing for 20 years. If you pay me enough, maybe 15. I'm getting a very dude, what was the therapist that used to be the drawn one? Oh, it's escaping me. The Squiggle Vision, it was the cartoon one. It was Dr. Katz. That's it. Dr. Katz. It's getting very much. I'm totally dating myself now. All right, we're gonna move on then. So that ended up being a white die, Spencer. So
Yeah.
Actually, the last one should have been Josephine.
Should have been
giving that
Banana.
out. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So maybe I'm
well,
gonna
why
make her
doesn't
give
why
this
doesn't
one
Josephine?
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Let's just do that.
There you go.
I want to give it to Lilith.
I like that. She earned it. All right. So we are coming up to Lilith. Now, one thing I'll point out is, like you just kind of saw, don't feel hemmed in to continue the exact scene that you just left or even stay in that timeline. Feel free to jump around like, hey, let's go 50 years back when I got turned, or let's go forward. Like, you do not have to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, don't feel the need to just keep marching down the same path. It's one thing that I can see happen from time to time. So, whatever you kind of feel the need for Lilith to do, find a way to make it happen.
Okay.
So
And the choice is to establish or resolve.
Exactly.
Sorry.
No,
I
you're
cut you
doing
off. I'm so
great.
sorry. So what is it when someone resolves a scene? How does that work?
So you pick a die and you get to keep it. That's it.
Okay.
So basically what would happen is you would then say, you know, Spenser, you'll be my director, and then he kind of works with everybody else to kind of set up the scene for you. And then obviously you already know the outcome, right? Because you've already chosen that. So, but again, it's a good way to kind of group think it, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Since we've done 2 established, I'll try the resolve.
All right. And what die would you like?
Instead?
Would you like a red or a white?
Red.
Red? You got it. Now, I would point out that you already have a white. So you might want white just because if you want things to end up well for you, you tend to want one of a color, more of a color. Or if you don't, then, you know, devil may care. Take the red. Blue pill.
I mean,
the
it's
white
called
pill.
Fiasco.
It is
lives
called
up to
Fiasco.
its name. All right.
It's fair.
Red dye it is. All right, so all you get to do is choose your director. Who would you like that to be?
Okay. Yeah, let's go Spenser, since we're kind of going in a circle here, taking turns. Or square.
Awesome.
Is that okay, Spenser?
Circle takes the square.
Oh, yeah, totally. Okay, so I think the relationship between you and Kristoff is crime, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to do a scene where we establish what that crime that you all commit is, or at least hint at what that nefarious sort of situation is for the both of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we should clarify a little bit before we go further into it, so that you two sort of have background on knowing what that looks like. But yeah, I'm not entirely clear what that looks like yet.
Yeah, good point. Me either. John, do you have any ideas on what that crime could be?
So I have a general idea that because I look like a 11 or 12-year-old, that I can't get a lot of work because no one will hire me. And so as I get older, I need money. And so I think that you're the person who helps guide me, right? So maybe you're the one who introduced me to the idea that I can get money by stealing things.
Okay. I like it.
I do too.
So maybe we cut into the middle of a scene where you are pulling a heist at where's somewhere that you're pulling a heist at, you think? Where's somewhere you steal stuff from? Your most popular spot.
Ooh.
Can I suggest
go ahead.
a Sephora?
You want to make it
a Sephora? Yes, you can.
It's very good.
There
okay.
it is.
Yeah.
Sephora.
So let's do it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's start that scene there, right in the middle of that happening.
I like it. I like it.
Okay.
All right. So meanwhile at the Sephora, I love their little bags, by the way. They're perfect. So Act 1, Scene 3. Meanwhile at the makeup counter.
Okay. Kristoff, this is just like before. I'm gonna have them put makeup on me, and you just load everything up. Load as much as you can. Okay? And then we're gonna sell it at a lower price. Oh,
ma'am,
yes,
can I help
hello.
you? Hi.
Oh, yes, Hi, I need several shades of lipstick. Several different kinds of shades of lipstick. Can you help me, please?
Yeah, that's not super specific, but I can do my best. Do you have a color palette in mind? Something you'd like?
I may browse. There are so many things here. I might browse, but I will be in this general area.
Backing away slowly as I'm talking. Okay, great. So I will meet you right here with your lipsticks.
Yes.
Great.
Or
I'll be right back.
Yes. Okay.
Great.
Okay, Kristoff.
Love, he didn't seem very distracted. Should I make a distraction?
Yes, thinking on your feet. Very good job. What are you? Go ahead.
Okay, I think I know what to do.
Okay.
So
I believe in you.
So Christoph goes to one of the aisles of like makeup and grabs the furniture that the aisles are on, the shelves, and knocks the entire thing over. So they like an entire row, probably like 20 feet, just comes crashing down.
This poor.
And I look to you
Sephora.
looking for approval.
Yes, we will. Good job, Christoph. Good job. Okay, you might want to go. We may have to.
The
we
poor
may have to-
Sephora employee staying there, just staring at the.
Everyone's distracted now.
I'm so sorry. My nephew, he's, mischievous.
Ma'am, you're gonna have to pay for all of this.
Christoph, run!
I like run past this person.
Wait, what are we gonna say, John? I want to know the moment. What was it?
I was gonna shove this person out of the way, but I think it's funny because I'm like 3 feet tall, and as I'm running past the person goes flying.
Yeah. Flies across the room and we cut. Yeah, that's really good.
Oh. Well, I'm glad we already picked how that was going to end for you, Lilith, but I think red is appropriate for that. So I think you chose wisely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But totally not shoplifting. Totally not.
Definitely not.
So Christoph, that brings us up to you. So what are we thinking here?
So I have a relationship with Josephine that's about getting rich, hilariously enough. And that might be my whole thing with Lilith. Like, I actually might not be the one who needs money. I'm trying to get money to give money to Josephine. So I'd love to explore, like, what that's about. Like, why does Josephine need to retire?
She's tired of climbing the corporate ladder for like 400 years.
It's soul sucking.
Oh, I see what you did.
Yeah. Oh my god. So I think I'd love to set up. I'd love to establish this scene, and let's have Kristin be the director.
You got it.
Okay, awesome. So Kristin will determine how this goes whenever we find out. Okay, cool. So I'm thinking that Christoph keeps calling Josephine, asking when Josephine will be available to play. Like, I think even though I'm like 400 years old, I still act like a kid. I want to play video games, I want to hang out, etc. So I keep inviting you to play games, but you're always too busy. So you get the like 30th voicemail.
Nice. I think I finally pick up.
Josephine?
Yes, Christoph, what is it?
You sound so tired.
I'm old. I'm always tired.
I'm old too, and I'm never tired.
Well, you still have the youth of a 12-year-old. I somehow ended up with this 40-year-old body that's, after a while.
You're making me sad, Josephine. Like, why? I don't understand. Why have you given up? Is it that stupid job?
Yeah, it's the job. I mean, let me tell you, this job is it's just something, like I'm working for this just turned vampire. He's what, like 20 or something? Like, not even in vampire years, like in human years, he's 20. And then he just turned like a month old. It's ridiculous.
Do you want me to steal something from him?
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Are you saying
If
that
I-
we should steal from my job?
Josephine, if you had all the money you could ever imagine wanting, what would you do? Can you even imagine what your life would be like?
I'd probably retire and, move to the Bahamas or something.
Would you play games with me?
I mean, as long as we can move to the Bahamas, I'm okay with that. Sure.
I'll move wherever you want as long as you can play video games with me.
Or Florida. Florida's nice too.
What's the address of your job?
Oh, it's 130 Main Street. It's right downtown.
I hang up.
Cut.
Right as I was cutting, that was perfect, John.
Or Florida. Like, you're already settling. It's so sad. I like it. Now, Kristin, you awarded a white die I saw in that one, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Christoph, who would you like to give this white die to?
To Josephine.
You got it. So right now, Josephine has a red to white, as does Kristin. So there you go. Sure, that's going to end just great. And that wraps up Act 1. So we're going to do this one more time, and then when we come back, we're going to start, but we're going to go in reverse order, just to kind of keep things a little different. So that leads us back to Josephine. And what are we thinking? In our, could be Miami. What are we thinking?
I want to... You know what? I want to resolve a scene. And I want to end terribly.
Great.
With me and Chris.
Everybody's on board already. You got fans.
Ending terribly, yes.
We can do that. So who would you like to direct? And choose your fate, as it were. Choose the form of your destroyer.
Oh, crap. So Lilith Ari was director last time. Let's say... Spencer, do you want to direct?
Sure, yeah. So, did you have an idea? I heard you say you wanted to do a scene with you and Christoph. Were you thinking doing the scene in the
bank?
The preparation for the heist? Okay, in the bank.
Yep.
I like it. So let's do, so let's set the scene that Christoph, you're 12 years old, so you're coming into the bank with Josephine as like it's like the bring your kid to work day. And so that's sort of the situation that you leverage to be able to bring your child in to do this heist. I'm trying to think about, okay, and you're tied in with the crime thing too. I'm just trying to work in, I guess I could be in that scene as well. So where do we start here? I feel like it's probably best if we're doing a like some sort of coloring book activity with all the kids, where they're just coloring in but all the crayons are red, and it's like books of humans, right? It's just like human figures, but they only give you red crayons, and we're sort of having a discussion about the state of the bank, which I think is not going well.
So I used to work in a restaurant, and we used to get boxes of crayons. Okay, and you used to get like the 4 primary colors in these huge boxes, and you would have to make, like, when kids would come, you would like take the crayons one out of each and give it to the kids. But inevitably, there's always plenty of yellow left, and like no blue. Like, it was always gone. It was a very unique social experiment.
Wow.
To see what colors got used.
Interesting.
It was always
Super
completely
interesting.
bizarre. So I feel the
That's
need
crazy.
to interject that here.
Yeah.
Some good trivia.
Yeah, it's some good trivia.
Human behavior or vampire behavior, as the case may be.
Vampiric behavior, yeah.
There you go.
If you
Okay,
need
so-
like a coordinator to be the person who's coordinating the kids' games or whatever, I can
I
do
love
it,
that.
but I don't want to
Yeah.
interject.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Oh, no.
I love that.
Yes.
Can we start on that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Maybe we'll flip-flop between that happening with you and Christoph talking as the coordinator and Christoph, and then Josephine and I talking, and then we'll figure out how it all sort of collides.
Okay.
I love this.
You want to
Okay.
start with
Alright.
me and Christoph? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that'd be great.
There you go.
Okay.
So Family Day at the Bank is going to lead off our scene 5. Take it away.
What do you want me to do with this?
Oh, honey, if you could just color, see all the nice printouts we made for you, and you have the red crayons, and if you could just color it in, and you can try to stay within the lines, but whatever you feel is best.
We got to stay within the lines. Dad was saying that we've been going out of the red for we're going into the red so badly the last couple months that like
What?
it's just I don't know what to do. You know, like
in the red.
okay, we want to be in the red physically, but out of the red monetarily. Sorry, I still getting the handle on all the accounting stuff, but there's so much
Right.
pressure being put on me, and you know, I just haven't felt like I've been feeling like you haven't been picking up the slack lately, you know, and like I've been trying to do
Right.
everything around here myself.
I'm here to.
How's your kid?
Josephine puts like a hand on Oliver's shoulder and is just like, I'm listening.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
I'm not listening to anything you're saying. I don't have to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm bored. Can you just?
Oh, did you?
How much do they pay you to do this?
Well,
How
I
much
am
do you
just
get
trying
paid?
to make it an enjoyable day for all of these kids to come in, and this is not part of my regular job, and I'm just trying to make it fun for everybody. Do you want to color something else? Maybe a dog?
I would like to color. Do you have any green crayons?
Would that make you happy? I'll go find green. I will go find green. She runs off.
No, I told you we're all out of green crayons. Can you please just like find? We only have red crayons here, okay?
I'm sorry, Oliver. Okay.
Oliver, it's going to be okay. Things always work out in the end.
Can I talk to your boss?
Yes, Christoph,
Oh.
you can talk to my boss. Oh. This is
I
my
think at that
child,
point,
Oliver.
Oh.
Oh. Well, that explains a lot.
You owe my
Yeah.
friend money.
I what?
You
Who?
owe my friend money. A raise.
Your
Yeah.
friend. I'm so glad that your mom and you are
Christoph.
such good friends.
Christoph,
But-
we should talk about this somewhere else. Excuse us, we're going to just go, I don't know, to the bathroom thing.
Do you want to take your
Weird.
coloring book?
I think I pull the coordinator aside and say, I don't. Sorry, I didn't mean to snap at you there. It's just
It's okay.
you know how it is. You know how Dad is. It's just there's a lot of pressure being put on me, and as that's happening, we see like Christoph and Josephine sneaking into the back.
Oh.
Christoph, you go take off that side and I'll take this side.
You didn't tell me I'd have to be coloring books.
What? I thought you enjoyed that kind of thing.
I hate that kind of thing. Do I ever call you leaving you voicemails saying let's color in some coloring books?
You say you want to play games. I don't know what that means. In coloring books, it could be the same thing. To me, it's all the same thing.
Let's just do this.
as you open the vault door that is that's been sealed, or that's been left ajar, of course, as it always is, all of the blood is gone, and in its place is a single human skull, sort of covered in dirt. This is the human skull from the Breckenridge Homes construction site. An unfortunate object.
You know what? It's better than nothing. I'm gonna take the skull.
Great. we're gonna call it there.
Nice. So just the skull just turns up, just sitting on a shelf. Is that like a calling card then? Is that like, you know?
Why is the
Ooh.
why? Where did all the blood go, and why is the skull in its place? Yeah, that's the question.
the skull?
Somebody
bandit?
get there before you?
It's like the wet bandit, but really
Ooh.
gross, right?
I think someone, definitely there's another heist team out there, like a rival heist team.
Good.
Nice. So, Oliver, did we establish that, or we resolved that?
Josephine. It was Josephine's scene, or Josephine's scene, right?
And she chose
Yeah.
red,
Yeah.
so you
So-
didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Yeah,
So that
exactly.
leaves us to you, sir. So what would we like
Yeah,
to do
so-
for Spenser?
So I think we fast forward past the point where we all know that the blood has been taken,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that Lilith, you and I know the person who has stolen from my dad's bank before,
Mhm.
and your mom is now married in that would mean your mom is married into this, right? So you've like been
Mhm.
sort of aware of everything. The person who stole it last time and has been always trying to shut us down, basically has been trying to keep us from
Mhm.
doing our work, is sorry, I'm looking for the name of the person. Is
I love that you have a name.
God, it's
Random name.
where are you? Can you pull up the relationships again?
Oh yeah, sure.
The name of the person is Reverend Wilson.
There you
At
go.
the
Oh
church.
yes, good tie. Yeah.
And so he's been trying to keep us from doing our work, because if he takes the blood, then we don't get the blood and we die, right? So that's been his like anti-vampire attempt.
And he's
so
done
you
this
and I
like
have to
multiple
go-
times, right?
Yeah, that's why we're getting even with him finally, as
Yes.
it says. So I think I want to pick up the scene where you and I are going to confront Reverend Wilson
Oh boy. Okay.
about this thing that we know he did.
Right.
Banana, will you play a Reverend Wilson for us?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
It's the
hell
role I
yeah.
was
And
born
then
to play.
John, will you direct for us? Okay, awesome.
All right. So we are up to Act 1, Scene 6. This bites the Reverend or not?
Should we say the Reverend is in his office and we just kind of burst in?
It's fine.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, you see like Oliver like shaking himself. He's like, I'm nervous. What if he like shoots and then he thinks about it and he's like, undead, right? Okay. No reason
Yeah.
to be nervous.
If he shoots you, you'll be fine. I tried to let him shoot you in the head, but otherwise you're
Okay,
good.
I didn't know, not in the head. Any other tips
Yeah.
before we? Any other like vampire like tips that I should get just out of the way before we do this?
I mean, he might show you a cross, and sometimes it's fun to act like that bothers us, but it doesn't. So
Okay. Good
play
to
that
know.
up if you want.
Okay. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. I like that bit. That's a good bit. Okay, I think I'm ready. And then we just cut from there to like the doors exploding.
Stand back! And Reverend Wilson is just like holding a pistol full of holy water.
Oh no. Is
I
there a
heard
whole
you through
Okay,
the
the
congregation?
holy
door.
water might be bad.
John, is there a whole what's this scene for us here? Is it like do we have a congregation? Is it like in their office? What do you think?
So I think there are people being trained in the background. So there's like a bunch of
Great.
kind of like 15-year-olds who are like studying from various religious texts and reciting it back to the Reverend. So they're all like, you see books drop to the floor.
Great. I think I bare my teeth, but they don't extend like they're supposed to. So it just looks like I'm awkwardly like half hissing at him like a cat. And they say, "Should I be worried,
About
Lilith?
the holy
Should I
water?
be worried? Yeah, about the
No,
about the
just
cross. Yeah, about the holy water.
well, I mean, it burns a little. Okay, it burns a little. Just stand back. Let's
Okay,
just
I
stand
stand
back
behind you.
here.
Wilson,
He like squirts
Reverend-
a little.
why, Reverend? We know that you're behind this. We know what you did. And my sister here is stepsister is gonna really hurt you. You're gonna
One
hurt
of the
him, right?
students throws a book at you.
Ow! Why? Stop throwing things at me.
Li-
Good job.
Lilith
How it's working.
Lilith turns around and hisses really loudly at the student and bares her teeth, and she does have fangs.
Oh.
No more throwing books.
Yeah, you heard her. No more throwing books. Shoot, let's go. Let's walk forward like we know what we're doing.
Oh, Oliver. We walk forward.
I tell the children to stay behind me. Stay, I have this, and I keep shooting at the pistol, but it doesn't really go far enough. It's just like, it's out of water. Yeah.
You're running out of water there, Reverend.
I don't need water. I have the power of guide me, and I pull out a crucifix.
Oh no,
I've
not
received
the.
horror. Yeah.
Stand back.
Not the cross. And then it's like,
And
we're
then we
screaming, it,
laugh.
like breaks into a laugh. Yeah. Exactly. Nailed
Yes.
it. Make our way slowly forward, and we say, Reverend, you're gonna tell us everything.
Right now.
Yeah.
Fine.
Right now. Wow, that was really easy.
I
Cool.
said-
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, you're threatening.
And cut.
I love it. I love it.
He's only been chasing you for like how many years now? It's all right.
Yeah.
Or she. I don't. We didn't define that.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
All right. So let's see. That was bad, Christoph. That was a red you flashed there.
Oh no, it was a white.
It
No,
was
it's
a
white.
white.
It was
You
white.
guys are being awfully nice to each other tonight.
That means
So-
that next act is going to be real rough.
It has that potential. You are correct. So
Uh-huh.
Oliver, as you can see, the dice are on the screen, so you can see like kind of who
Oh,
has
great.
what, and you now have a white die to hand out. So where would you like this
Yeah.
to land?
Let's give it to Lilith, just to really balance out that 2 and 2.
You got it.
I feel like this is bad for Lilith. I'm not sure why.
It's very bad.
Or it could be very good. It all depends on what happens.
Uh-huh.
But we'll see.
It's very
We'll
optimistic.
see.
Bad for Lilith, good for Kristin.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Totally. So speaking of Lilith,
Mhm.
so what's up? What are we thinking? Would we like to establish a resolve? Is always a good place to start.
Well, I resolved last time, so I'll establish. this time.
All right.
I'm not 100% sure where to go.
So, I mean, you could always explore how you and John or you and Christoph came into be with allergies and things. Like how this dependency formed. You could go back in time and do that. You could also maybe go back to when you turned Oliver, and that situation is another one. You haven't really met Josephine other than, kind of running into her at the bank, so you have potential there as well.
Yeah. So then, Josephine, we probably don't know each other at all, right?
Yeah, I think we're just like drive-by acquaintances.
Yeah.
I probably talk about Josephine quite often.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah, it's not weird that somebody who's like 100 years old in a 12-year-old body hanging out with somebody who's 40 and 700 years old, right?
Yeah. So what if, because the blood was gone again, what if we jump in the future a little bit? I'm not sure how long. And maybe we're going to join forces. Like Christoph has worked with Lilith one-on-one and then with Josephine one-on-one, but maybe we're all going to meet together to try to get like a lot of blood, like a big heist, a one final job type
or
thing.
Like, yeah. The other thought is like maybe the information that the Reverend gives us is like that he's already sold it, right? He's already sold it to somebody else or something.
I like that.
And so you all have to go and like steal it from them.
So now we have blood brokers and like
I like that.
Blood scalps and things. Interesting. I like where it's headed.
Yeah.
All right. So who would you like to direct this mess? I mean, this great.
So if someone directs, does that mean they can't be in the scene?
Not at all. Not at all. It just means they have a lesser part and that they're paying attention to when is a good time to cut.
Sure. I was just thinking that way, Oliver, if you wanted to wander in, or you can, of course,
100%.
at any time.
And I could always NPC too if there's something that you all need for that. You know what I mean?
I think you're always worried if Oliver's going to wander in. Let's be honest.
Spenser, I know you've directed a lot. Are you okay?
Oh yeah.
Directing again? Okay.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay.
I haven't been able to hold up a card yet, so.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right.
So great.
So, there's Ocean's 11. I think this is going to be Blood 3, because there's only 3 of you. It's a small team. That's what I got. Blood 3 is going to be Act 1. It seems. There you go. There you go. I like it.
So I'm driving the car.
Perfect.
Are you sitting on like a pile of books? Nice.
I'll be in the back seat.
I'll be in shot, or actually, I'll be in the back seat too. We should talk.
Yes.
Well, since you're both in the back seat, I'm assuming you're paying me for this.
We help you all the time.
So I hit the gas more. So where are we headed?
You know that you're going towards a mega church where the blood was sold from like the small town to like a mega church in downtown, right? That has a they do like a, what is that thing where what do we think they would be using all this blood for at the church? Or maybe it isn't even a church. It could be something else. What do you think?
I have an idea. What if it's to summon a bigger thing to destroy all the vampires?
Yep.
Yes, I love it.
I'm here for that.
It's being used in the megachurch to summon an some sort of like angel of death to destroy all vampires. Is that what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Wild. I'm here for it. Okay.
Okay. So we're headed to the mega church, right?
Yeah. So I think as that conversation comes to an end, like we get the slam on the brakes as you see the church. It's like a giant monolith in the middle of the city, and I think it just says like what it's called, the sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's sort of set up like an arena, but like if an arena was vertical, like a courtyard in the center. Yeah, something crazy.
So I'm driving, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's my only job. Lilith, can I be the distraction again?
Yeah, you were very good at being the distraction. Maybe this time we should talk it through. Let Josephine and I know what you're thinking. That way we can react properly.
Okay, I think that maybe you should both get out of the car really quickly soon because I'm about to smash it.
Oh,
Oh.
tuck and roll,
Okay.
Josephine. I won't actually push your character, Banana.
So we jump out of the car.
So I think the car like shrieks to the left, sudden turn, drives behind this giant building, and then smashes into the back. And like fire alarms go off, and there's just a huge commotion.
Oh, great distraction. Okay, well, we should go down into the basement because that's where they keep things.
Okay. That was a big distraction. We
The
probably
car
don't have much time. We need to have a meeting with him about distractions after this.
Yeah, he doesn't really listen.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do we think they're keeping the blood?
Basement. Always. Humans
Always
keep
the basement.
things in the basement. All the time.
Okay.
All the
Let's just run straight for the basement and ignore
let's do
everything
it.
else.
Yeah. We're not flammable. We're just okay, well, vampires are flammable, but it doesn't matter. Let's just go.
It doesn't matter.
Narrator's voice comes over. We're flammable, or they are flammable, whatever it is.
I think we see Kristoff as
the
we're
Ron
like
Howard,
running
yeah.
down the basement steps.
And I'm on fire.
So what do we see when we get to the basement?
Yeah, so I think because this is gonna not end well, I think that there's as you all run towards the basement, you see that like the doors are glowing, like inside the doors are glowing, and as you open it, this like white holy light sort of shoots out, and you hear chanting, and sort of the Shining style, like blood just pours out with the light. So we have like this light and this blood that's spilling all over, and as the light sort of recedes, you see floating in the center of this basement, of this large, like I guess prayer room, like massive prayer room, is this angel who looks with wings that spread out and sort of drops to the ground and is like, "Fuck, I'm here! God damn it! Who brought me here? Oh, I hate this place." And that's where we're gonna cut.
I think that's a fair end. So Kristin, you get to give out a die this time. So who would you like to give a red die to?
Um,
Kind of feel like I should be able to do magic tricks with this or something.
yeah. Maybe you could work on that for the next show.
That's a lot of work. Like, do the whole David Bowie thing.
So am I right that John and Spenser don't have?
You are 100%
dice?
correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give? I know I'm asking a lot of questions. Apologies. can you give it to the director, or does it have to be someone in the scene?
Yeah, that's completely fine since he was in the scene, right? So
Okay. We'll give it to Spenser
there you go.
for that last line there with the angel.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So coming up to you, John, would we like to establish or would we like to resolve? Is that right?
I will establish.
Yeah, this will be our last one of this act. So you'd like to establish. And what would you like to establish?
So I'd love this to be a flashback. It's specifically in 1965, outside of the motor lodge where Lilith and I are, right? And like we can see the window and there's two people inside and we see the ashtray. And I think the scene opens effectively with Kristoff being a very different person. So I think at this point in time, Kristoff is very afraid, very timid, very anxious, and it's Lilith trying to push Kristoff to be more proactive. In terms of who's going to direct, I think let's have Banana direct.
You got it. You have a director. Sweet. You have a scene. The ultimate scene of Act 1, Scene 8, Back in Time. Take it away.
I'm afraid.
What are you afraid of?
I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to break anything.
Okay, well, you're going to live a long time. You're going to hurt people, and you're probably going to break things.
Isn't that wrong?
It can be a moral gray area. I think that you need to do something to move past your fear. You need to take that fear and you need to use it. You're going to have to survive. I may not be here forever.
I'm afraid that if I do that, if I learn how to get over my fear, that maybe I'll go the opposite way. Maybe I won't be afraid of anything. Maybe I'll just do things and not care what gets broken or who gets hurt.
You will have to try to find a balance, but you're going to live for a long time. Do you want to spend all that time in fear?
How did you learn not to be afraid?
Well, when I was a human, I wasn't very afraid. I was afraid when I first was turned, but you push that fear deep down.
I don't know who my family was, and I know that we're technically not family, but I just want you to know how I couldn't do any of this if it wasn't for you.
I care about you too, Kristoff. I'll be here as long as I can. And I'll be here while you go in there and take your first act of getting past your fear. I believe in you.
And I think Kristoff climbs through the window to go into the motor lodge. He has no idea why that Lilith wants this ashtray. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's proving that I could just simply get over my fear and do this. But I go inside and you see me fade into the shadows.
Cut there.
Yeah. It was definitely asking for it. Definitely. Perfect.
I like Kristoff so much.
Moment, right?
Yeah.
Kristoff.
I know. I like Kristoff.
It's a great little scene
anymore, but he has a heart.
Yeah.
Now I want things to end well for him. Dang it.
It won't.
And since then, everything has just been chaotic with Kristoff. He's embraced his spontaneity.
He tried once upon a time 40 odd, 50 odd years ago. But so, Christoph, John, white die. Where's it going to wind up?
Oh. I'm going to give it to Spenser.
All right.
Great. Mixed bag.
This is very interesting because everybody who has dice is even with dice. So if you have dice at home, please grab them, and you just need 2 colors or roll them separately, and I'll explain how that goes. But we're going to take a quick pause here, and when we come back, I'll explain how the tilt is going to work. So the tilt will be when something happens to 2 characters, and we'll see how that goes down. So take a quick break, get up, stretch, and we'll be back in a few minutes. So. It's not eerie enough. I'm going to give you the eerie stuff. I'm having way too much fun with this tabletop audio stuff.
It's awesome. I love it.
So, the car crash kind of you made me hustle for some buttons there, John. That was good. That was good. All right. So welcome back, everyone. So we are coming up on the tilt. So the tilt is it's a funny thing, because what it's going to be is essentially everybody is going to roll their dice. All right. Hopefully not throw them around. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to look at your 2 dice and you're going to subtract the large number from the small number in each color. So, for instance, Josephine, Lilith, you get to do the hardest math because you have 4 dice. So you're going to see whichever one comes in the higher one, and you're going to say, like, if it's 7 and 8, you would take the 8, subtract the 7. Yeah, that's 7. I can do math. So you'd be a 1 white. All right, and then we'll look and see whoever has the highest total in each of those categories is going to then pick from the tilt table. So if you want, everybody just roll your dice. John, you can help me police the math. How's that? And I'm going to quickly roll in our tilt dice, which is going to be all the remaining dice.
So I have a 1 rad.
All right. So right now you are in the lead until somebody else speaks. Probably.
Great.
All right.
So I have a 3 red and a 4 white. Does that mean I have a 1 white?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Nailed it. All right.
I rolled 2 of each, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, so I have 10 red and 5 white.
Ooh.
So you have 5 red. So you are definitely choosing 1 because you have the highest in red. And you two were tied on the whites, and you both had the same amount of dice.
No, I had one red, not 1 white. So Banana has the
so
white.
Banana
I
has
had
the
the
white.
So it works out great.
There you go. Perfect. That does actually work out great. So coming down below, there will be some dice in a moment. But what's going to happen is basically just between you two you're going to take turns choosing for the other person or for yourself. First, you must choose for the other person, and then you can choose the second time for yourself. So kind of like we did at the beginning, you can choose a die and give a category to kind of define what's going on between you two. And then that will apply to that character and cause usually mayhem and mischief in the second act. Again, sometimes it really, really works out very well. Other times you're kind of looking at it going like, yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So take it with a grain of salt. But for the most part, it tends to work out. So you had the highest number, Kristin, so we're going to let you choose first. So there are all your dice choices. So it looks like you have everything available. You do. You have the full run.
Okay. And I'm picking for Josephine.
Correct.
And is this between me and Josephine, or something Josephine's character, or something Josephine's going to go through in the second act?
Just
or deal with.
This is actually going to be more for her specifically.
Okay.
This time.
Thank you for explaining.
Happy to do it.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go with 1. Mayhem.
All right. So Josephine, that's going to be mayhem. Poor Josephine.
Nice.
All right. Now, you have the choice, Banana. You may either choose to define your own mayhem, or you may choose to pick Kristin's category with the dice that remain, and the 1 is gone. It will update.
Oh, that's a tricky one. I'm going to also. You know what? Yeah, I'll give. I'll choose for Kristin.
Okay. What number are you choosing?
I'm gonna go for 6. Failure.
I was feeling bad about the mayhem until now. Just kidding, Banana.
The options are not that, there's really not some good ones up there. Let's be honest with you. All right, so Josephine, the same thing, or I'm sorry, we'll go back to Kristin. So the same applies to you. You can either define your failure, which, I mean, that's important, right? Or would you like to define the mayhem?
Before I do, Banana, are you set on something? Like, do you want to pick your own mayhem or pick my own fail? Like, do you have a good idea or something you really want to happen?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Yep. The only thing that's not there is the 6. That'll be disappearing momentarily.
Okay. So let's see. I'll define my failure, and I'll use the 5. You thought it was taken care of.
I like it. All right. So how would you like to define your mayhem with a 2, 3, or a 4, Banana?
I'm gonna go for a 3 and say a dangerous animal gets loose.
Angels are animals, right?
Yep.
I just picture Pee Wee Herman coming out of the pet store with all the snakes. That's the only thing going through my head right now. All right, so that is, believe it or not, that's all of the tilt. Now, the aftermath is handled very similarly. You keep all the dice that you accumulated in the first half of the game, so all those colors still apply, or lack thereof. But this time, when you earn a die, you keep it. You do not give it away. Also, when you choose to resolve a scene, you will actually just keep that die, and that's yours. So, couple differences as we go in. You might want to do something strategic, you might not. That's entirely up to you. And then we look at the aftermath table, and the aftermath table just kind of has a list from like 0 in red and 0 in white, and just goes like all the way out to like 18 or so. And needless to say, 0 is not good. So using the same math, you can kind of see that you're all sitting on a very, very precarious ledge right now. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen in the coming round. So speaking of, let's get back to it. And this time we're going to go in counterclockwise order. So I'm going to start with you this time, Banana, as well. And then you're going to give us the next scene, and then we'll go on to John, and we'll go around the horn. So we can kind of see how that goes. And we'll start off with my favorite question. Would you like to establish, or would you like to resolve? Right now, by the way, you all were very kind in the first round, and you have an even amount of dice right now in the pool. And again, Kristin, like it happened before, this time it'll probably end up being Spenser. The last die does not have to be a red or a white. Whoever's giving that die can choose. So you're not locked in to fate. That's a different system.
I would like to establish a scene.
All right.
And Spenser, if it's okay, would you like to direct Kristin, Kristoff, and I as we escape the mega church? And what I'm envisioning is that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What I'm envisioning is that the wild animal that's escaped is just a whole pack of doves.
Yep. Totally. And yeah, it's a dangerous animal. So I think we could do like the doves, and then like the angel itself escaping out of the megachurch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like just wreaking havoc. Yes, I would love nothing more than to direct that scene. Let's open on the burning car. Oh, do we want to snap the slate before we do this?
If you're ready to go already, you're like, You're like, let's go, let's snap the slate, take it, action.
Great. So we open on the car, just burning, right? Like just on fire, smoke pluming out of it, as the back door next to where the car is on fire flies open, and a whole flock of doves escape out into the day. As we see Kristoff and Josephine and Lilith all on the run, escaping out of this building, as a shining white beacon of light erupts behind them, and we see a blast of like holy light as like the whole side of the building, or the whole actually I think it's the door that flies open. That whole door becomes like garlic and just collapses down into like just these cloves of garlic. It's sort of an eldritch blast, but with holy and changing things into things that vampires hate. the other one erupts as well, and we see a mirror, but we don't see you run by it. We see you run by it. We don't see your reflection in it as you run, and that's our opening for this moment. Pass it to you all.
That was a beautiful opening.
What's going on there?
Hey, we're in the second act. We gotta go.
Let's do it.
I think I'm running and I'm just like escaping from these doves that are trying to peck at us. And we try to hop into the car that's burning.
Oh,
yeah. Oh my God.
Kristoff, we have to.
Oh
no.
Frozen.
Oh no.
Kristin, you froze.
All I heard was we have to
talk about.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh no.
We have to talk about and then gone.
Oh no.
Did she?
Wait, am I back?
You're back.
Yes,
you're back now.
Sorry. Okay.
Oh,
It was so dramatic. You said. We have to. We have to.
What a good pot! What a good freeze!
Great. We're all like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Kristoff, we have to talk about your use of our getaway car as the distraction.
Do you want to talk about that now?
No. After we're safe, that's probably a better time. I'm gonna text Oliver and see if he'll come to get us.
I think this car can still drive. So like, this car is like just destroyed. So like, I run to the front.
On fire.
Yeah, it's on fire. I'm like turning the key.
Kristoff, you're on fire right now.
Maybe I'll be the distraction. I care about both of you, and you're really important, and the world would be a worse place if you were in it. Or maybe it would be a better place, I'm not sure. But just go. I'll distract them.
As that happens, you see the angel of death just wander out almost drunkenly out of the door, or out of the hole where the doors used to be that are now Mir and Garlic, and he's like, fucking hell, all right, I can see you, you're all still standing, right? Oh God, it's like they don't even think I'm worthy of fighting dark lords or evil spirits. They give me dumb vampires again. Jesus Christ.
Can we?
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
We can turn into bats?
Can we?
Let's do it. We can fight the
do
devil
it.
with bats.
Yeah, let's turn into bats and fly. Where are we gonna fly?
We'll fly to the cemetery. That's where vampires hang out. Let's just go to the cemetery.
Let's just go there. Kristoff, do you remember how to turn into a bat?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay, now's a good time.
As he says that, the angel like just rolls his eyes, and then you see their hand like extend, and as that happens, another like holy blast comes out, and right before it collides, Kristoff becomes the bat, and you all three take off into the sky, and we'll cut there.
Yes. Good thinking, Banana. Turn into bats.
Turn into bats. Well, that did end pretty well, I will say, for Josephine. So you get another white die to add to your little pile there. Well done.
Nice.
And because we're going in reverse order now, we're going to go with you, John, and Kristoff.
Oh.
And what's going on there? And
That's a
would
good
you
question.
like to establish or resolve?
I think I'd like to establish.
You got it.
and I would like Kristin to be the director, and I think Oliver is going to be in this scene. So I think this is a situation where Kristoff is going to try to befriend Oliver. So where would that happen?
I mean, I could meet you all at the graveyard. I am a newly turned vampire. And they stole all the blood from our blood bank. So, I mean, my dad might have sent me, to investigate that. And Lilith, you might have told me, like, we have a lead. We know where it went. Meet me at the graveyard.
Plus, I was texting to say, come get us right before bat.
Right.
We turned into bats.
Can we see the graveyard?
Hopefully your cell phone, like, transformed with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying, Banana?
Can we say that the graveyard is like a place where new vampires hang out? Like, if you've been a vampire for a while, you wouldn't hang out there. It's like a nightclub for youngins.
I love that.
All right.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful.
Cool. So
Great.
I think we've been there before, so we get there first. And I think because I'm the youngest of us, like relatively speaking, that I'm going to kind of like act like a gatekeeper for Oliver, who's this is Oliver's first time coming here. So like as Oliver's approaching, I'm going to like step forward and like put my hand out. Like this 11, 12-year-old puts his hand out.
Because that works so well against a 19-year-old, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, Oliver's not too great. Yeah. Let's hit that slate.
So stop in the name of grave, I think is what we're going to call this
one. I think as Oliver approaches, he like stops and sort of looks around and goes, "What? Why? What?
You are the student now, and I am the teacher."
Oh God. Okay. Lilith, your side of the family is fucking weird. Can I just say?
I need you to kneel down so that I can feel taller than you.
See Oliver think for a moment, and then just like look to Lilith and wait.
I mean, you're the newbie, Oliver. You should probably do what he says.
And then he just like slowly kneels down and is like, my jeans are getting muddy. God. Okay, I'm kneeling. What now? Are you gonna like stab me with a silver dagger or like, I don't know how, do I have to have a holy seal or not a holy seal, a vampiric seal like burned into my back? What do we do here?
That's like next level stuff. We need to get to the ground stuff right now, and I have some questions for you. So first off,
sure, I have some questions for you. That's ironic because I have some questions for you. You all stole my blood or something, and then disappeared, completely left. Josephine, you left me at work by myself with all of those children. Do you know how hard it is to wrangle 35 children?
Well,
I'm
on my own.
Sorry, are you talking to me right now?
Josephine? Yes.
Josephine's just like, I gotta do something real quick. Just like walks away.
What is happening?
You might be Josephine's boss in the real world, but this isn't the real world anymore.
I think he just looks to the sky and is like, what have I gotten myself into? Lilith, what have you gotten me into here? Oh, great. Okay, wonderful.
knows?
So I think this ends poorly for Kristoff, but not necessarily poorly for Oliver.
Right. I think Oliver stands back up at that point. He's like, you know what? All of this is too much. You all are too much. I'm going to my dad.
I'm your teacher. I'm your teacher.
No, you all were trying to steal my...
Respect me.
You were trying to steal blood from our bank, and Lilith, of all people, my own sort of half-kin, turns on me.
That checks out.
You're gonna make me cry.
Well, good. Maybe you need to cry.
Oliver,
maybe
don't
that's
make
what's
Kristoff
needed
cry.
in this situation.
Josephine.
Some kids cry. You know what I mean?
By
I
my-
cried a lot as a kid. Look how I turned out. Just fine.
Okay, break it up, you guys. Break it up. Look at this.
Are we going to end this on a therapy session? I kind of feel like it has to.
Good. Yep.
Yes, we are now.
All right. So Kristoff gets a red, earning John his first die of the evening. So there you go.
Nice.
Well, this time around you're going to get 2. There's no doubt. So there is that. So that brings us to Lilith. So what are we thinking, Lilith? Where are we headed from here?
Let's see.
So I'm trying to figure out
first...
how Kristoff got in charge of, being Oliver's mentor. I kind of feel that needs to be explored a little bit. That's just me.
Can we go back to the relationships?
Sure.
Let's see. We've done a good job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You've even worked in the human skull. I wasn't sure how that was going to happen, but it totally
That was
worked
nice. That was
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, that could escalate somehow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, I was assuming that the Reverend left that as like a mark of, of like, I'm the one who took it, like a sort of a pride thing.
Like he brought it out from the catacombs beneath the church or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Yeah.
I like it.
Little
Right.
does
That's
he
kind of the
know
idea.
we could use it to defeat the angel.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I think Oliver and Lilith need to have a scene to discuss, even though it's not my relationship. Ty, I think we need to have a scene to discuss that, but maybe everyone can be involved. Maybe we flash forward and we're all back at the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And we can be discussing the skull because we didn't retrieve any blood. So we're still out of blood.
Still a couple quarts low, yes.
Right.
There might be some other vampires looking for that soon at some point, I'm guessing.
Right. We have that rival heist team.
Yeah. Well, that was the Reverend. Yeah, that was the Reverend.
Oh, that was the Reverend. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
John, do you want to direct this one? Is that okay?
Yeah, totally. So this is back in the bank, and this is about the skull, effectively, right? And you have no blood. Okay, cool. So let's say it's at least a day later. And so there's been news reports of this angel being sighted in different places. And so it's become this ongoing huge deal. And this angel has been going from place to place, getting drunk, breaking things, converting people to a religion that people have never even heard of before. It's complete chaos. Yeah, exactly. And so that's all in the background, and we see this on the television screens playing in the corner of the bank. And so you all folks have gathered. And so where is the skull? We take it? Is it still in the vault? Where is the skull?
I think it's probably still in the vault. Or maybe we're all just like standing around it.
I love that we're all standing around it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're all standing around it, and the thing is, the skull looks different to each of you. right? So when each of you look at the
Oh.
skull, it looks like there's something just obviously different, whether it's a different human, maybe it's an animal, maybe it's something completely different. So I'm going to go around and Josephine, what does the skull look like to you?
It has horns and it glows in like a bluish light.
Wow. Oliver.
It just looks like a regular human skull to me, for sure. I haven't been a vampire long enough for it to for me to have that sense.
Lilith.
The skull looks like it's a human skull, but it appears to have been burned, and there's a golden glow coming from the eyes.
And Christoph is not here. Christoph is outside coloring in the coloring books because he's trying to be good now.
It wasn't even a book. It was just a print off, you know.
It was just a print off.
So this skull is staring at each of you, and you can feel the glow coming from the skull.
Wow.
Great.
Way to set the scene. So skulls, no roses. Act 2, scene 3.
God, I'm so hungry. Oh my god. Is this what it feels like all the time?
All the time. You gotta get.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you
Looks around.
Have you fed?
No, we don't have any blood.
Well,
Why
there
would
are
I
other ways.
fed?
I was just asking. Okay.
Somebody's
no,
cranky.
I haven't fed. Yeah, I'm hangry.
You are hangry, Oliver.
It's why would somebody just leave a human skull in the middle of our? Why
Humans.
where's where does everyone else even get these skulls? I mean, I assume he gets them like out of the catacombs or whatever. But like, why is his calling card to leave human skulls? As a reverend, that seems very ominous and not in character. But he does it all the time. Like he'll visit
This is
hospitals and
definitely-
leave skulls. It's weird.
This is definitely not a human skull.
Well, I mean, it's a
What do you
human
mean?
skull, but it's clearly been burned.
It's got
What?
horns. What human do
What?
you know that has horns?
What horns do you see?
I don't
You
see
don't
any
see those
horns.
two horns. You don't see those two horns. They're just right there.
No.
It's.
In
they're-
the
I think you're
background-
tired,
They're dead.
Josephine.
They're right there.
In the background in the television, you hear the angel yelling at some reporters, "I'm gonna come and find you. I'm gonna find all of you." And the skull, you could see where where fangs would be. The normal teeth that are stuck into the skull's mouth. Those two teeth fall out, and two fangs start to grow out.
Is that
We
normal?
all
Does
saw
that
you.
happen normally?
You see the fangs, right? Okay. Okay, it's not just me.
Yep. See, definitely not a human
No,
skull.
on the same page about the fangs.
Okay.
That's
cool.
weird.
That's
okay.
good to know. All right.
All right.
I think I reached over to touch it. Should I?
Wait, not yet.
No, I don't know, Oliver. That's
Wait.
Okay, I'm gonna touch it. And he
Just
grabs
hold on
it.
a minute. Okay.
Nothing. Nothing. Yeah.
Great. I'm gonna touch it.
I think my whole arm gets like covered in like black, like the black veins sort of like travel up my arm, and you see my eyes starting to glow, and then and then my head like sort of starts to tilt all around, and then the skull flies up from my hand, lands on my head, and like pulls over my face like almost like a mask, and I'm like, guys, I can't get it off. I can't get it off. What is happening? I can't get it off.
Cut. Does the skull
was
happen
excellent.
to wind up
Oh,
ever
that's great.
going on like your dog? I'm just curious.
Oliver's played by Jim Carrey in this.
As well he should be. As well he should be. So that
A
gives
very young Jim Carrey.
very young.
and when he didn't look like a mountain man. That one. So that gives you a red die, Kristen. So
Great.
that was, I don't think that ended well for anybody. So I think that that's completely fair. So that brings us to Oliver. What's going on, Oliver? What's what you got?
Yeah.
You got something on your,
So I have something on my. I got something. I think I wanna cut out of that scene, and can we do a scene of, can we do a scene of the angel and the therapist that we were going to, and who else could we do here? Just introduce kind of a B plot. And the Reverend.
So Josephine and Josephine, Banana playing the Reverend, and
Banana playing the Reverend.
Oliver has to be in it at some point.
John playing the. We'll work that in. John playing the therapist again. Kristen, if you could play the angel.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll just see where that goes, and Oliver will enter at some point.
It's like knock knock.
And then, yeah, exactly.
Who's
and
there?
Then
apathetic angel.
And then, Banana, I'll give you directing on this if you wanna.
Okay.
If you want to establish. I mean, I'll establish if you want to describe for me.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So we are sitting in the therapist's office. The angel is sitting on one end, the Reverend sitting on the other, and the therapist has been listening to them intently for maybe 30 minutes in. So we're getting close to the end of the session.
Gotcha. So therapy for the VP. Act 2, Scene 4.
So we have about 15 minutes, and I feel like there's a lot unresolved here. Things that maybe you want to say is bubbling underneath the surface.
Well, the thing is that we sacrifice gallons of blood just to get you here, and I feel like you're not, and this is just my opinion, I'm not going to try and, push anything else towards you, but I'm just trying to say that it feels like you're not making an effort.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Again with the effort. My action, I didn't ask to be brought here. I don't feel appreciated.
Reverend, I think maybe you can focus on some I statements. Don't say you, maybe focus on how I feel.
Let me start again. I feel that I would like effort from someone other than myself.
You hear a knock on the door at that point.
Relationship.
Oh, thank goodness. Come in.
I open. Well, excuse me. I let you in.
Chris, will you play the front desk receptionist who was trying to stay between me and Oliver and
Doctor,
therapist.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
he just barged right in.
Doctor!
I'm sorry.
Doctor, I need to talk to you.
Sir, Oliver, your appointment's not until 3 o'clock. You're early.
Doctor, I'm feeling very claustrophobic.
Oliver, could you just write your feelings down on this piece of paper? Could you just fill out this form? And then if you could just give me maybe 5 minutes, I'm almost done with a very, very important emergency. There are a lot of people dealing with emergencies.
Come on,
right
Oliver.
now.
Let's go sit in the lobby. It'll be okay.
No,
Dr. John will be with you in a minute.
Dr. John, I'm feeling really claustrophobic and overwhelmed, and there's a lot happening, and I've been being given a lot of responsibility, and I have the skull of an ancient vampire stuck to my head.
What now?
Oh, hey.
I
know
don't
you?
see anything on your head, Oliver. So, Dr. John, would you like me to
You
put
look
him
really
in
familiar.
the second room?
Yeah, I think I pushed through and I spot Reverend and the angel.
The door is wide open.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, there was
barge in.
Well, this is. I didn't know. You're the one on the TV. The one who's been. Yeah, I was sent. My whole thing was like they were like, you got to put the thing on so we could stop the person, and now you're here. Could you knock it off?
Knock what off?
I don't know, like just being the whole angel thing. Like we're trying to just get along as we're just, it's not my choice that I'm a vampire, and yet they're telling me that you're gonna come in here and.
No one asked me if I wanted to be brought here.
Angel,
I'm just trying to have some fun
job.
while I'm here.
Wait, so Reverend, this is your fault.
Angel, that's a vampire.
This is totally the Reverend's fault.
He's a vampire.
Oh.
You need to slay him right now.
I mean,
said,
a please
no,
would be nice.
No you statements, please.
Can we...
Angel, get this done right now.
How is this ending? How is this ending for us, Banana?
I think it's going to end pretty poorly.
Okay.
Wait, so it's going to end poorly for
Oliver?
I think Oliver, just because it's just like awkward and weird, and I'm going to say that maybe the angel has taken you away for a moment.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Little sidebar.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I'm going to say that's a red die, if that's okay with you.
Okay. Yeah, totally. No, I think that there's like a. What if it was like a instead of killing me, you just like take like the angel just like kidnaps me.
Yeah. So like using
I
you
love
as
the
bait
idea
to
of
get
the
like
angel.
the other vampires.
Yeah, like the angel just like rolls their eyes and then snaps their fingers, and the angel and Oliver are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. Okay, great.
Sorry, I just froze for a second.
That was wild. That was a wild scene.
I really like this therapy we keep coming back to.
I know, it's very good.
Vampires in therapy. I think it's important. I like how like Dr. John is apparently like a therapist to the supernatural, because he's got like the Reverend, he's got the angel, he's got Spenser,
But doesn't ask
Oliver.
for it.
It's just
Only
Like
for
has
the next
never
1 year.
advertised as that.
he's like I just he's like somebody got like sucked into the world, and he's just like I just want to send my kids to college. That's all I want to do. It's his only goal. Nice. So that was for Spenser, right? Wow, losing track because everybody's in every scene. I gotta keep on track here. So that brings us up to Lilith. By the way, the human did not see the mask. That's why I was trying to point that out, right? Because we're going.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good.
Ooh.
I think we're back up to Banana.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I have 4 dice left.
Right.
That
The
makes
other way.
sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. You'd think I keep track of these things, but
Nah.
I can't rub my belly
all
and pat
group
my head at the
effort.
same time. There's only numbers right here that tell me exactly where we should be, and I'm not paying attention. So, my own fault.
It's because the story is so interesting.
That's one word for it. Sure. You know what? It's kind of like The Sopranos, but for vampires. That's what I think is what we're winding up with here. All right, Josephine.
I'd like to.
I kind of feel like you and the apathetic angel have a lot in common.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Kind of
Yeah.
feel like,
Two sides of the
I
same
think-
coin, yeah.
They probably know each other,
Ooh.
right? They're like, "Hey, what's up? What's up, Peter?"
Every 100 years or so, whatever.
Oh, they let you out again.
I want to set up a scene with Kristoff.
All right.
And I have a good question actually. So what does the angel leave behind? That's sort of like hey, we have your vampire friend type thing. Is there like a letter, or like do we get a text message, or how does that work?
I think
Get a MailChimp.
I think that Oliver that Oliver was really nervous and was like picking at the like bracelet on their wrist, and when they got freaked out, we saw it like break and fall on the ground, and then they disappeared. So you know that Oliver's like bracelet that he never takes off is there.
Nice.
Ooh,
There you go.
Okay. All right, cool. So I'd like to set up a scene where maybe we're waiting for Lilith to come out of therapy, because you usually have like a time that you go, and this time like Oliver's not there or something, and you're just like, you found these beads and you're like, oh, what happened?
He just doesn't want to put in the work. Let's be honest.
Well, the front desk person had said Oliver had a 3 o'clock appointment that could have been a joint appointment.
There you go.
Then I was waiting for him to arrive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sounds like a plan.
Spencer, do you want to do one act?
I would love to.
Just so all the information's out front. Right now there are 4 white and 1 red left. So that will have bearing on the next 2 people. The last person will not, obviously. But just if that factors into decision making at any point.
That's good. So this is a scene where you're gathering the information that Oliver's been taken, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd love for Chris, for you to come back and play the receptionist again. And John, if you want to play the therapist again, and they're trying to hide the fact that a angel just kidnapped a vampire inside the building for like legal and logistical purposes. Like they don't want to be responsible for that kind of thing. So they're attempting to, as Oliver doesn't arrive, they're trying to hide the fact that an angel has been here and that Oliver was clearly here, because they know who Oliver is. So yeah, that's the scene we're gonna set as we arrive.
All right. So Act 2, Scene 5, at the doctor's office. So, hello, Dr. John's office. Sorry, he's with the client. He'll be right with you. Oh, hi, Lilith. You can go right in. The doctor's expecting you.
Okay, thanks. Is Oliver here yet?
Well, no.
Well, he what?
Well, I
Did
think
he
we
call
may
and
have
say he wasn't coming?
Yes, he absolutely did, dear. I'm sorry.
The doctor walks in. Lilith, I'm going to need a few minutes. You can go. You can go.
Oh, you want me to wait out here or in your office?
No, if you could just go into the office, that would be great. Just close the door.
Okay.
I want to respect your privacy.
Okay.
Lilith, can I come with you?
Yeah.
Excuse me. You cannot. You're not a patron here.
She's having problems.
Said I could. I don't have money. I can just hang it.
A lot of people have problems. Maybe I could see your health insurance, and I can see if you're covered.
Here, honey,
we'll
just
pay in
fill
cash.
out this clipboard right here, and we'll get you taken care of.
Okay, we'll fill it out in the office while we wait.
Okay, I'll come with.
Dr. John, she just came in. Should we tell her about Oliver?
God damn it. They didn't train me for
that
this.
stain's still on the floor, right?
Yeah,
Like-
we didn't have time to clean anything.
Like,
They're
who
gonna see it
expects-
right now.
Who expects a kid to poop himself when he sees a devil, for crying out loud? That's disgusting. I tried to get it out, but it just smells so bad.
You're doing a great job. This is just above both you and I. You're doing what you can. You're
I hope
great.
my
I
review's
appreciate
soon,
you.
because this is hard. This isn't what you told me it was going to be. We got
You know what?
monsters,
This
kids
isn't what they told me
disappearing.
it's gonna be.
I think Josephine like opens the door a little bit and she's just like, "It smells really bad here. You all should
it
just like,
does.
try to clean up or something."
Just crack the window, honey. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh, okay. And then she closes the door again.
So the doctor opens up the door, and I'm gonna only say this one more time. Lilith, I respect you as a person. I don't know who you are. You can't be here. You need to leave, or otherwise I'm calling the police.
Why would you call the police?
Because a lot of awful things have been happening lately.
Like, what kind of awful things?
And he's
Yeah,
like,
you seem
his eyes are kind of.
And Lilith sits down in his chair and picks up his notebook. Do you want to tell me about it?
And so the doctor breaks, and the doctor just starts just spouting everything. I'm so sorry, Lilith. Oliver was here. The angel took Oliver. I'm so sorry. I want to say I tried my best and I did what I could, but I just froze and I didn't do anything. I'm sorry.
Where did the angel take Oliver, and when?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the angel was saying something about converting Oliver away from Oliver's evil whatever.
Oh boy.
Something about a skull. I don't know.
All right,
Cleansing, purity.
Josephine, we have to go get Oliver. Dr. John, you owe me $350. Let's go.
Sounds good to me. And God.
Good. That's the scene. Yep.
Oh, I don't know why I'm channeling Annie Potts from Ghostbusters, but that's what you're getting.
It was so good.
Sorry, Oliver, you have to clean that up, but you know. You know what they say, it happens. Josephine, so that was a white. So
Yeah.
kind of impressed. That's good.
Oh, so you take that one, right?
Yep, that goes right
Oh,
to
do
her.
I take it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Awesome.
Right?
I'm going to Florida.
You're closer now than you have ever been. I kind of like that dream. Vampires live in Florida. Makes sense. With all the beaches, because, you know, they need them so much. You just enjoy the
Hey, lots of
moonlight.
tourists. Lots of tourists
Yeah.
to snack on.
Spring breakers.
Yep.
I mean, that's got to be like the veal of the vampire world, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Christoph, what's going on?
So I think I'm going to establish.
All right.
And I think this is going to be like a solo scene, although I'll need people to play NPCs. And so
I like it.
I'm going to break into some rich biotech, like conglomerate corporation, whatever, like an Elon Musk type person. So I'm going to break into their offices while they're there. Who wants to play this rich, terrible, but possibly easily convinced?
Nice.
Just
This kid is causing all kinds of mischief.
you're asking who wants to play the Elon Musk character, right?
no.
Like just be a completely awful, terrible person, but easily convincible of dumb.
Yes.
Well, that's more
conspiracy
that's more
theories
the
and-
Jeff Bezos than it is the Elon Musk.
Oh, I don't know. Elon's been pretty gullible
tear.
lately.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll run that for you. No problem.
There you
So
go.
so you're in your office. We'll see what's happening there in a moment. I'm like bursting through, right? So like if the camera's panned away from the building, so we see the building in the distance, you just see me storming floor by floor by floor as I'm working my way up to get to you.
Because elevators, like, who'd have thought?
No.
Act
It's too
two,
old
scene
for
6.
elevators.
Who needs stairs?
Oh, who's directing?
Yes, good
Oh,
point.
so I think let's see. Let's have we'll have Banana direct.
Done deal.
Sweet.
All right.
So I think there's like screaming, right? Like and just awful sounds coming out from outside of your room, you're outside of your office. But then by the time I finally get there,
Can you all quiet down out there? Jesus, I'm trying to work.
I get sheepish when I hear you say that, and I just gently knock on the door.
I told you I'm not to be disturbed right now. I'm doing my afternoon yoga. Go back to sitting on a yoga mat.
Let me in now or I'll kill you. Please, please.
Dave, is that you again? Oh, you're always the prankster. I'm super busy right now, but I promise you, we'll we'll play some assassin later or something. We'll get some of the interns to hide in the building and we'll hunt them down.
It is Dave. It is completely Dave, and but I'm being hunted right now, and if you don't let me in, I'm gonna die.
As you say that, you notice that the room has gone dark, and there's like a fog that's like creeping around you, and it feels
I mean, I told you,
eerie.
this was not the yoga studio conversion that I asked for. I'm gonna have to talk to Janet. Okay, Dave, yeah, come on in. I don't want you
So,
to
like-
get killed or whatever.
So both doors just kind of get smashed and they fall down. And you see this 12-year-old kid, and just bodies behind him.
You are not Dave.
I lied to you.
Fair. I can see that. Two questions. One, why so many dead bodies? Two, how did you do the thing with the door? Is that
So, the answer to both those questions is the same thing.
okay?
I wanted to prove to you that I have value, that I have power that you don't have.
He stands up from his yoga mat and he's wearing like a super long t-shirt and his hair is sort of like ratted in the back. And the t-shirt's kind of ripped, and he I think he just like takes a step towards you, and his face is still trying to like figure you out, like figure out who or what you are. And he's like, did you kill my entire staff?
Lightning strikes outside the window at that point.
I'll take that as a yes.
Kristoff takes like a piece of paper that's crumbled into a ball from behind him, and he like uncrumbles it and like tries to even it out and hands it to you.
You see that he squirts some hand sanitizer into his hand and rubs his hands for a second, and then nods at you and takes it. What does it say?
So there's some bank account information, So it's all the information required to transfer money to Josephine's account.
Okay, I see a bank account here. A wire transfer. Is this a stick up? What's happening?
I am the night.
This is the way.
I am
Wow,
darkness.
okay.
I
Great,
am the
okay.
bloodlust made incarnate. I am pure power. I might be small, but do not defy me.
Look, what do you want?
Like
You want
this
money?
power? Yeah, of course I want money.
Okay, great. I can give you money. That's fine. All you have to do is ask. Okay, how much?
How much can you give me?
I don't know. Here, just take a check.
I want, and do you write something down?
No, I just give you a blank check.
I feel bad now. I feel bad. You're supposed to do something reasonable. I'm going to give you. I don't want to steal anymore. I don't want to break the rules. I don't want to do bad things.
No,
I want you to give me money because I've earned it. I want to earn your money.
Yeah, it's not stealing if I'm telling you you can take it.
Yeah, but you're under duress. You're scared.
Like look around. He's like, nah. This usually happens here. Like every week, the whole staff gets wiped out and we have to replace them. It's not a big deal. This is a very common occurrence. Yeah.
Mister, I know you're much smarter than me, but I want you to understand that I have friends that I care about. Yeah, you're the smart. I read somewhere you're the smartest person on this planet.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what they say. I don't want to. Yeah, not to brag.
I mean,
that
it was
true.
from your Twitter account. I think you were the one who said it, but let's whatever. I will donate my body to you. I will give you me, and you can do tests.
Ew, no, why? You see him pump more hand sanitizer into his hands.
You could do experiments. You could find out why I am the way I am.
Okay, would it make you feel better if I gave you a task to do and then you took the check from me?
I guess so, but you have to be very convincing that you're doing it for that reason.
Great. I want. You say you're the night, you're the darkness, you're the blah blah blah, right? That's your claim to fame. That's your whole thing. It's a good persona.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I like it. Bring me the crown of that angel. That's all I really want. You take the crown, you take the power. So I just kind of want the crown, so I can be immortal and live forever. Is that doable? Not doable?
It's a deal, and I hand you the check back. I'm gonna come for this check when I've earned it, and then I turn around and I jump out of the window from this 60-story building.
Nice.
There was an elevator. Never mind. It's fine.
Lightning strikes again as you out the window, and there's thunder and lightning and everything, and we got right there.
Interesting moment there.
Weird scene.
It's like, here, just take the check. You're like,
Yep. Eccentric billionaires, man.
Right.
Remember, it's supposed to be yes and, right? That's.
Yeah, exactly.
No, just yes.
Yeah, that was a total yes. It was perfect. Dang it. Oh, so now we have to steal a crown. We have two acts left. So Lilith, that brings us to you. Would you like to establish or resolve? There's one of each die available, so your fate is your own to decide.
I'll establish.
All right.
And I'm trying to decide if we should have a scene where Josephine and Kristoff and Lilith come together to discuss the disappearance of Oliver and how to get him back. And then I don't know if Kristoff's going to share about the crown and the visiting the billionaire, but he could or could not during that meeting. My only concern is then Spencer, I don't want you to be left out of another scene. So we could also just cut to where we're rescuing you.
You realize he's been in like every single scene, right?
I've been okay.
Oliver.
He's good. That grin on his face. He just got to play Elon Musk. Fine. He's happy. He's completely good.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, don't stress. I like that. And then our climax is
And he gets the last word, so
it's true.
Okay.
He's going to be in the next scene, so don't feel the need.
Okay, then I think we should have a scene where Kristoff, Lilith, and Josephine come together to share any information, at least about Oliver missing and how we're going to take down this angel and get Oliver back.
We have one red and one white. Is that correct?
That is correct, but yours will be yours is dice ambivalent when it comes to yours.
Okay, cool.
The last one is never spoken for.
Okay.
Right,
and
so
then
where
Spencer,
do you want
since
this
you're
to take place?
Maybe back at the bank.
Back at the bank, maybe following day. All right. Sounds good. Spencer, you're directing. So,
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So, meanwhile, back at the bank, Act 2, penultimate, PU 7. Take it away.
We're back at inside the vault where we were before. Now there's no skull, but you're all gathered around in the same exact place, staring at the empty skull, the empty spot where the skull was, and one less person there.
So Oliver's dad's gonna notice that he's missing pretty soon. We should probably try to get him back.
Has he noticed that
that angel's kind of annoying? What was that?
Has he noticed that the blood's gone yet, or no?
No, he's really been letting Oliver run things around here. I'm not sure why, but he'll notice soon. So,
yeah,
we should probably either get Oliver back or the blood back. I'm thinking Oliver.
That's a good call.
I want to find the angel, because I think if I can steal something from the angel, that's going to solve all of everyone's problems.
Like its soul? Are you going to try to steal its soul?
Can you teach me how to do that?
No, if I knew how to do that, I would steal its soul.
It can't be that hard, can it? I mean, we're vampires.
So
That's
I think
true.
I think I just need the crown.
That's oddly specific.
That is very specific. I mean, you could pull it off, Kristoff. I mean, it would look great on you, but how would that solve all your problems?
I think we're focused on the wrong thing. Why don't we talk about Oliver more and how we're going to find Oliver and the angel? I promise I'm not hiding anything.
Okay, I believe you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, you haven't lied to me before.
So we should probably meet with the angel eventually.
Yeah.
Should we call the angel? How do you call an angel?
Do you think they have a Twitter account yet? Maybe we can.
Yeah, so as that's happening, you see a news report on the TV behind you that's like, Azrael, the newly minted angel of death on Earth, has started a Twitter, an Instagram, and a TikTok, and we see a video of Azrael just like doing a the "Wow, you can really dance" TikTok with
doing
with
like
himself.
Old dances like sprinkler and like lawnmower, like really.
Totally. We see TikToks of that happening, and yeah, that's the scene that's happening behind you.
Okay.
Oh, it's Azrael.
Joseph, do
Yeah.
you know them?
Oh yeah, they just look different. I don't know. They take on a different buff. I saw them like maybe 200 years ago.
Do you know how to defeat them? Or where they might have taken Oliver?
Nah, we didn't really talk back then.
Oh, that makes sense.
Maybe you could send the angel a direct message on Twitter.
Oh, it's so
I'll
awkward.
see if their DMs are even open. They are, of course. Okay.
Of course.
All right. We'll just try to set up a meeting. What do you think? Cemetery?
That's fitting for an angel, right?
Yeah.
Oh, tell them to bring Oliver.
Oh, good. Okay. Bring Oliver. Anything else? Should I use an exclamation point?
Doves. Yes, don't bring doves. Several exclamation points in all caps.
All caps. Do not bring doves. Angry cursing face. Exclamation point. Send.
You immediately get a message back that's like, hell yeah. See you there.
So I think as we're like mobilizing, Kristoff looks to Lilith and is obviously upset and says, Lilith, you said that I never lied to you before, and I never did, but I did just lie to you. And I'm sorry. I feel really bad because you've only been nice to me, and I just I think I take that for granted sometimes.
Well, that's okay. Do you want to talk about the lie?
No, I'm gonna. I owe you something now. I'm gonna make it up to you.
Okay. That's okay, Kristoff. Don't worry.
You're a good person, vampire. You're a good.
I'm not, but I'm glad you think so. If I could feel warmth in my heart, I think now would be the time. So
good, we cut right there.
Wait, Faye. So Spenser, did you award yet, or is that still up in the air?
Oh yeah, I awarded. It was a positive.
That was positive.
They got what they wanted. They got the meeting.
Got the meeting. Yeah.
Absolutely. Excellent. You're just piling up the dice here. Like I leave room for 5, so I'll turn 1 into a 2. There you go. So I believe that brings us to going counterclockwise, Oliver. So
yeah,
I have to think. I have to think about things sometimes. It happens. Sorry. So caught up with nice people. So Oliver, what's our final scene now?
Yeah.
I will tell everybody you will have a chance because you want to leave it slightly open-ended so you can see what happens to your person, and you'll have a chance to kind of say, this is how they don't live happily ever after moments. So everybody does get a chance to do that once. So you don't have to resolve everything in the final scene. But speaking of the final scene, what would you like to resolve? I think we need a graveyard showdown, I think, here.
Yeah. So I
picture the graveyard is like the jitters, like from like the Flash, like where just everybody just ends up and hangs out. And it's kind of cool,
well, it's
but it's
interesting because this is like where the angel has arrived, and so I think upon their arrival, they've probably made it somewhere that they feel is more fitting for them to be. So I think that we cut to the graveyard that we were at before, and it's basically like all sand now, and there's some sort of like it's like there's like an ocean off to one side that's just like been carved out of the land, and there's a like welcome to Florida sign that's sitting right on the side.
So you walk
And
through the graveyard, and you walk through the gate, and you just see this.
yeah, see this beautiful paradise, and Azrael and Oliver are lounging on chairs, like drinking drinks with little umbrellas in them.
Totally reasonable.
And Chris, will you play Azrael for me?
Sure. Apathetic
Okay.
angel says what?
And then this is the and then let's have John. Let's have you do the directing for the scene.
Sounds good.
So do you want to sort of like what our situation is here and like how you all arrive?
Yeah, so you've transformed this cemetery into effectively a beach, Florida beach.
Azrael has. Yeah, Azrael has, because that's where. Yeah.
And there's like, it's like a gated community, so like these like kind of walls have opened up all around, and there's a sun, right? Like this artificial sun that appears. Is Oliver affected by that?
No, I don't think so, because it's an angel, so it's like I think that there's probably maybe they have on like maybe they have the umbrella. They have like the tropical sort of like umbrella kind of thing going on.
Like a total Dr. Moreau thing going.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the Reverend now has been like turned into like a servant of the angel. So like the Reverend
Great.
is like bringing a tray over with like drinks to both Oliver and Azrael. So
Wilson, I wanted a pina colada, not a Bloody Mary. Are you an idiot? That kind of thing.
oh my god.
All right. So Club Dead is Act 2, Scene 8. And we take it away.
I think Oliver points to one of the headstones and says, did you know this one too? Did you see this one come through the gates, or was that a...
Oliver, I hope your friends get here soon. I can only handle so much of this. You're the worst.
So much of what? What?
Look, nobody ever has this many questions. Like, you're ridiculous. Like, of course I know everybody. I'm an angel. Like, I'm an angel. I come down. yeah, just.
I mean,
sorry.
Forgive me.
Reverend,
week ago
I was. Drink.
Yeah, actually, I'll take one too. A week ago, I was just a normal human working as a as like a clerk at a grocery store, and then my stepsister, who wasn't my sister and then became my sister again, bites me. I become a vampire, and in 1 week I'm now sitting on a beach in a graveyard with the angel of death. So forgive me if I have some questions given the situation.
Well, here this is kind of awkward, Oliver. So for like the last 80 years, like I've been dating Lilith, and I did that as a favor. So there's that.
What?
Yeah. Why
okay.
else? Why else would I like pass you over? Like you were mean when I let her bite you. So yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Well, we never got along, but that doesn't mean you have to turn. Jesus. Okay, this unpacks a whole other thing that we have to talk about. But
look,
my thing is like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. My thing is, I got the helm. I'm supposed to kill you. I'm supposed to defeat you. I'm supposed to be the hero, and that's a lot of pressure on me.
Yeah. I mean, it happens every 100 years or so. It's cool. I'm used to it. I'll be back. It's fine. Just whatever. I'll tell you what, Oliver. You can do whatever you need to do. You do you. You do your mission, whatever. But this crown. That's the only thing that's off limits, all right? Everything else is fine. I get it. I should have been honest with you. Should have told you everything up front. Your sister should have too, but whatever.
Okay, I I don't really give a shit about your crown.
Yeah, no, that
that's-
needs to stay on. So as
It's-
long
I mean,
as
it's
you
beautiful.
want to be on this earth, like that crown kind of has to stay on my head. So there's
Got
that.
it. Okay, that's I'm not opposed to that. So I guess what you're saying is we can sort of stage, if you're okay with it, we could like stage a fight where it could look like I was really awesome and cool in front of my
Sure.
stepsister and my friends, and that way I look like the hero and there's no pressure on me to like perform or anything. And then then you'll go away and then everybody will be happy.
And then poof. Yeah, but yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm
Okay,
down with that.
cool.
Yeah, we can totally make that happen.
Hey, you didn't bring me the pina colada. I asked for the pina colada. The pina colada. Is that so hard? Jesus, I can't believe you dealt with this guy for so long. Hey, there they are. Look, there they are. Such a wave as we see them approach. We're over here.
I'm
Over.
Look, Oliver. I need to peace out for a bit, but I'll be back. I need to go visit the little angel's room. I'll be back. And I
That's
just
fine, I'll
kinda,
be here.
Gather up my robes and wander off.
Hey, over here. We're right here. This place is
Oliver,
cool, right?
we can't go over there. We can't go over there. There's sunlight.
You're being attacked by a bear? Is that what you said? No, there's no bear. I
No,
don't
we
see it.
can't. We-
Sun. The sun.
Son, no, I'm your brother, not your son.
No, it'll burn us. Fire. Hot.
Oh, the sun. Yeah, okay. And he sort of like
walks
towards you with the umbrella in hand. He's carrying like a stack of others. Yeah, as he said, that might be a problem, and like rolls them out to you all.
Azzy?
Yeah.
Are you friends? We came to rescue you, but are you friends with the angel?
Yeah, Azzy's cool. Hey, Wilson, get them. What do you guys want? You guys have a preference on what you want?
I'll take a pina colada.
Cool. Yeah, another. What? 3 more? 2 more?
Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
Bloody
Yeah.
Mary.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear him. Okay.
Yes, sir. Coming
Yeah.
up.
No, it's been pretty great. Yeah, Azzy's real. I mean, very apathetic and sort of like insulting sometimes, but on a whole, like for an angel of death, very relaxed. Oddly.
Yeah. Did you forget he's here to, destroy all of us?
It's funny because that's like what they say on the news, but like it's weird because you can't always trust what they say. Like sometimes they have a certain agenda and they're looking out for themselves and trying to pass. It's all sort of propaganda on that stuff. Like he's here and he's cool and he doesn't really want to hurt anybody. And yeah, it's been fine. I mean, he hasn't threatened me very many times. So here, come this way. I, like guide them towards the lawn chairs.
Lilith opens an umbrella.
How good of a friend are you to the angel?
Here are your drinks, sir.
Great.
Oh,
Now don't look
thank
me in
you.
the eyes. Great.
I asked for a pina colada. This is a margarita.
Fine.
Also, there's no celery in the. Who doesn't put celery in a Bloody Mary? Can I have celery, please?
You are the worst vampires ever. He takes the drinks and he walks back.
Does the Bloody Mary? Hey, what was that?
I don't want to interrupt you about your drinks and all, but
Sure, I was just worried that
need-
there was garlic in the Bloody Mary. That was the only. I was just checking to make sure it was made sans garlic.
Oh, that's a
I
real.
understand.
Yeah.
We'll just send them back again. We'll send them back
Yeah,
again.
we'll send him back when he comes
That's
back. We'll send him
fine.
back again. Yeah, no problem. Okay.
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah,
We're good.
yeah.
So speaking of garlic,
Sure.
that the crown that the angel has, do you think you could get that for us?
Why do so many people keep talking about this crown? What is going on with the
Yeah,
crown?
Chris-
First,
I mean,
I
Christoph
can't. Like,
just-
that's
He just wants
What?
to wear it. Christoph he wants to wear the crown. He likes the crown. I mean, he can pull it off. It's fine. We have to defeat the
I'm
angel
not-
anyway. We might as well just let Christoph wear the crown.
you see, like we just get like this zooming in shot on these sweats.
It's very anime. I love it.
we cut out of that into Azrael and all of us like together again, so that we're able to move that scene along. Azzy, I'm so glad you're back. These are my friends. I don't know. Great. Azzy,
Hey, how's it going?
yeah, so these are my friends. I know that you guys like had a whole like Twitter DM exchange and stuff, and it's not the same as like, yeah, that was them. It's not the same as like you meeting in person, but sometimes you meet nice people that way, so that's cool.
Sometimes I learned I learned something about closing my DMs after that, because that was kind of awkward.
Oh, did you have to close them? I'm sorry. Yeah, there can be some
was,
terrible people online.
When you say angel, you get a lot of stuff. Trust me.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It's not cool.
Yeah.
Weren't you friends with our pal Josephine here?
Josephine.
I mean, we just pass each other, but we're not really friends.
Yeah.
I mean, we're acquaintances, more like, work buddies, I guess.
More like colleagues who used to work together, but then didn't really talk,
Yeah.
and then you kind of left that place, and you still didn't talk, but you get that awkward message from them later. That's kind of.
I mean, I loved your work 200 years ago with the thing and the plague.
Yeah,
and,
It was cool when you did that other thing.
Whatever.
Yeah. We're all. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Well, good times, I guess. Yeah. So about the whole like me defeating you into like being.
We need to set that up.
We gotta.
So that we can.
We gotta wrap that. Do we want to do that now or do? Okay, I guess we should probably do that.
Look, I only get like whenever they call me back, I get like a week where I get to have fun and enjoy Earth and like nobody dies. It's kind of cool, but I got like 24 hours and I gotta get back on the clock. So
okay,
we need to.
Yeah, well, we can make it quick. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
cool. What do we want to do?
Do you know what? So when you did this before, like, does the helmet? Do the fan, like, do I have to do something specific to be able to make it work, or like how does that usually play out in your experience?
Well, let's see. Last time I won, so I think this time you win. So like we just go back and forth every 100 years. That way it kind of keeps balance and all that.
Got it. Okay.
Stuff.
Keeps
the Christians happy. So
sure, of course, you got to keep them happy.
Oh my goodness, you have no idea. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna, we'll do our thing, and you guys kind of go, and you stab me, and then I kind of go, oh, why have you forsaken me? And then I just kind of die, and it's just really sad. I mean, it's cool and all. Don't worry about this sun, by the way. Those umbrellas, that's great. You don't need them. The sun's fake.
What? Oh, Azzy, you are such a prankster.
Hey, I like that I gave you frilly ones too. That's classic.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That was a good one, guys. That's a good one, right? That's a good one. Yeah.
Hey, when you only get out once every 100 years, you got to take them when you can get them. What can I say?
Yeah.
No,
I feel
you guys just gotta like. So just use this sword, and then like a sword just kind of materializes out of nowhere. Right?
Great,
and I just kind of say, I hand it to Oliver, and I say, look,
great.
You're my bud, so just kind of,
we're buds? Oh, sweet.
Just push it through, and kind of like, just miss the heart, and
cool.
Remember what we talked about earlier. There you go. I think that leaves a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah, it does. I love it.
And things do not end well.
No.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
So that was thanks for including me, guys. I always like it when I get to play a role.
Of course.
Apathetic Angel is one of my favorites. He's awesome. He's like,
it's a new one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Angel says what? So all right. So this is going to kind of bring us to the point where we are doing the aftermath. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what we're going to do is kind of essentially what we did earlier with the dice. Is you're going to roll them, you're going to take a big number, you're going to subtract your small number, and then you're going to have a number and a color left over. And then that will determine what happens on the aftermath table. Now, Kristin, you actually have 3 white and 3 red. So
Okay.
you've been the big dice collector tonight.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a good thing.
It depends.
Not even, yeah.
Yeah, it's I that's what's kind of fun about this is I have no idea what this is. Sometimes like somebody has like 4 white dice and you're like, okay, well, it's probably gonna end up pretty good for me.
Like
Even like
Miss
red
Florida
dice is not
up there.
bad. Florida,
Yes.
right?
To retire.
The Bahamas
So
are a
because-
distant memory.
So because we ended on sort of like a cliffhanger of are we going to get the crown? Like what's going to happen with all of that? Should our aftermath sort of reflect the climax of that and what happens in the fall?
Absolutely. And what I like to do is
Okay.
I like to usually sequence the aftermath from worst to best. So that way we
Okay.
kind of like whoever has the lowest numbers goes first, and then they kind of say like, this is what happens with my character, and then we just kind of keep building and layering. And then, usually the person who does the least worst gets out of it. So let's bring up the aftermath table so you know what we're talking about here. So, did y'all roll dice? Do you know what we're at?
Oh,
Got him.
I was going to say, I didn't hear a lot of moving and shaking yet. So, all right. And then we're going to do this just like we did previously. So take the higher number, subtract the smaller number, and then the color of the bigger number will be your color that corresponds.
So we're
So-
subtracting red from white.
Or white from red. Whatever the biggest one from the smallest. The smallest one from the biggest one. I got to find a better way to explain that because it's very awkward, right? Take the big number, subtract the small number, and then whatever the color of the big number is, that's your color. Does that make sense? That's a little clearer.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
All right. So the fewest dice. Let's start with Spencer and John. What numbers did you end up with?
I have 9 red.
Holy!
I have
Oh, no.
0.
You have a
Oh.
0?
Yeah.
Guess you'll be going first. Oh, that's sad. I kind of was hoping for good things with him.
Me too.
I know. Poor Chris.
Nope.
I have an 8 red.
8 red. All right. All right. And Banana, what do you have?
I got a 2 white.
2 white. Yeah. So the question is, were they both for John? You had more red dice, so you're technically a red 0. All right. So let's start with. So it's going to be John, Banana, and then we'll go with Kristin, and we'll finish off with Spencer. So
Cool.
that'll be kind of our batting order. So John, I'm sorry. It's like the worst thing in the universe. It may not include death, but it probably would be better, especially if you're a vampire. It's like it's forever.
Yeah. So I think it's unclear when in the future this is, right? So the specific time is vague. But we're back in Elon Musk's tower, and you see there's this like tube, and you see Kristoff is kind of floating in the tube, and essentially it's Elon Musk clearly is immortal at this point, right? And he's extracted whatever potential from Kristoff, but Kristoff is alive, and Elon practices reading his tweets to Kristoff
Oh,
before sharing them. So like,
Oh no!
Kristoff is just trapped.
It might be
For,
more
like,
of a filter
infinity.
than he has now, but oh wow! So it was the total like white ET moment, but it's with oh my god, that's horrible. That's horrible. That is worse than death.
It's the worst thing in the universe.
That kind of is. That kind of is. So that brings us to Josephine. So what happened with poor apathetic Josephine?
So knowing that Kristoff is now gone from her life, and not really having, much of a future in terms of money or retirement fund, she returns back to her job at the blood bank / credit bank and stays working there for many years to come.
So you ended up being merciless. You might not be dead on the outside, but you are most certainly dead on the inside. So back to the same drudgery. Not cool. So Kristin, you have an 8 red. So that puts us up to let's see, nothing to write home about. Maybe you're broke, maybe you're back where you started, but you may have learned something, like clean the wood chipper after, kind of moment. So what happened?
Yeah, I think that because we possibly recovered Oliver, but we definitely didn't recover the blood, Lilith has to work off all that lost blood. So after so long of being able to avoid having to work at the blood bank, she is now there working at the blood bank, and then goes home and hangs out and plays video games.
I like it. I love that we don't have the rich vampires. Like those always annoy me. Like old money, rich vampire. I like how we're all struggling. We're all on the struggle bus.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. So that brings me to you, Spenser. So what happens with our poor Oliver? Let's see. He wound up with a 9 red. So
pretty good.
Yeah, he kind of wound up just slightly better off than his sister.
So I think what I want to propose is that we get a shot of drinks in a drinks sitting on a platter, and they get picked up and walked across the room as we follow them, and Azrael, who has lost his crown now, given up his crown, and given up with that his responsibility that he did not want as an angel, and what was Wilson was the name of the butler, sort of have this exchange and grabs the 2 drinks, and then Oliver and Azrael are sitting on the beach in Florida, just being beach bums, with a giant umbrella over the top of one of them, and they're both poor, but just living literally living out of a van on the beach together. Man, this could have gone worse.
Absolutely. So there you have it. That is all the damn vampires. So what'd you guys think?
That was wild.
That was great.
That was awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Definitely not your normal Fiasco, but yeah.
It's definitely an interesting one. I like it really tied in pretty well. How everything kind of worked together, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's interesting when you adapt it for different genres.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you say, John?
Oh, just the drawing of all the connections, the way you have that displayed. I felt like we hit on almost all of them, which was amazing.
Yeah, and what I think you guys did really well was that was kind of all off the table by the tilt, right? You kind of took care of and established everything, which I think is great to a good Fiasco game, is kind of lock that down and kind of get that all kind of sorted so that way you're kind of free to just go to Elon Musk's office and make the skull change 3 ways. That was
Yep.
I like the changing skull. That was pretty good.
That was very good.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
really cool.
What does
Yeah,
and I
everybody
think
see?
setting the path, like by the time you reach, if you've established all of that early on, by the time you get to the tilt and then you're into the next act, you're sort of flying, right? Like we know we only have 8 scenes left, so we know we have to reach a certain point by the end of that, and yeah, so structurally it helps to, like, we aren't trying to set up exposition anymore. We're
Right.
just
Right.
on
We
a train.
also weren't like shoehorning anything either, that's the best part, is that you were able to work in things and not feel like you had to kind of, well, we need to kind of make this fit because it's on the paper. Like, I never felt like you did that
Right.
at all. Like, when we got to
Yeah.
the tilt and it was all done, I'm like, holy cow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I think when you establish that stuff early enough on in the, like, narrative stuff that we're used to, they'll introduce things that may not relate immediately. But if you wait to shoehorn it into, like, the 12th scene, then it's like, oh, okay, it feels forced because it wasn't presented up right. So, like, we introduced the skull and then came back to it much later, which was a really great. I don't know who suggested that, but that was a really. I think Chris, it was you, suggested coming back to that later. And so that was kind of a cool way to to tie those things back in, even though they were random drops in the beginning.
And I love the human moments of the, like, one of the things that kind of concerned me is when we're setting this up, you're all vampires, right? So I'm like, well, what's going to happen? Is this going to be like, are we all going to go hungry? Are we going to feed? Like, where is the human element? But I love that the human element was the psychologist. That was hysterical. Like John, he was so good. Like, that was exactly
very,
what
very
like,
good.
I don't want.
Agreed.
Like, why did this have to happen to me? Like, so, like, he's in that, like, 50s. He can't do anything about it, and he's just stuck. And he's like, okay,
It's making
whatever.
money, but yeah,
We'll
bill the insurance, I guess.
It felt
Vampire
a
insurance
lot
company.
It felt a lot like Good Omens, or like something that was just like, I like how we set it up to be somewhat serious / silly, and then it just ended up being like something sort
Bonkers
of
off the
Right,
wall.
and I think that
Yes.
John had a great point at the beginning, and it's something I'm going to use a lot in the future, is aim higher than you want to be, so that you end up where you end up, right? It gives you license to be silly, not completely like goofy and just silly, right? Like, we were aiming for serious in the whole first act, and then it just kind of starts to do that thing in the second half where it gets fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens naturally, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, like, honing in on those moments where we could choose to have a massive fight at the end of the story, right? But in this system, especially, that isn't as interesting, right? It's not as interesting to have, like, a battle,
Right.
because then you're just describing things that, like, it's more fun to have dialogue scenes and interesting situations. So, like, just the fun sort of back and forth, Chris, you and I got to have, and then when we brought everybody in and we're having that sort of, like, awkward, very Good Omens moment where the angel and the demons are, like, all chatting very casually about, like, how people are supposed to die and what the fates are, and it's very good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the funniest thing I think I ever saw was we actually did a chase scene once where you just saw people like doing this on camera. It was hysterical. So
Yeah,
it's fun to set those things up so that they have a lot more impact, and I think that's where Fiasco lives. I think it's kind of, I don't want to say it's the ultimate one shot, but I think it's definitely one of the most flexible one shots, right?
Yeah.
You can
especially for people that are comfortable improving.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be very comfortable coming into it with improv, because especially on a call like this where we're not all in person at the table together, it sometimes can be
Right.
harder because we're, like, stepping on each other. So it was really nice to kind of see how we adapted to an online setting where where you have to be aware of everybody trying to speak, even if they're not.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's funny. That's our current Zoom culture, right? Is people are learning how to kind of signal that I'm going to talk now, because like you can't lean in. People don't see that, but you need to be like, it's about to come out. So it's definitely changing life a little bit, no doubt.
Yeah. Fiasco's a good way to explore that.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. This was a blast. I hope you had fun. Ultimately, this is what it's for. Like, it's for you all to have fun. Like, I just put on cameras and facilitate.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah,
thank you.
And occasionally you let me into play, which I enjoy. If you can't tell, I enjoy it.
Oh yeah, we brought you in plenty this time. That was really fun.
Yeah, well, it's funny with we did. Has anybody ever played Paranoia? We did.
Yeah, I love Paranoia.
I love Paranoia.
It was I'll tell this story 58 times before tomorrow, but I used to run a bulletin board. That was the internet before the internet. We used to like call computer to computer. That was called Alpha Complex. Because literally I loved it way back when it was one of the first systems I played. Come on, the GM's actively trying to kill you. Like that's awesome. So I got to play Friend Computer because there is a Fiasco set in Alpha Complex. So if you like Paranoia,
I've seen that.
It's a great set to play if you like Paranoia. It's a lot of fun. So I got to play Friend Computer a lot. I killed a lot of people that day. It was good.
As you do. As you do as Friend Computer, yeah.
Yep. Somebody tattled on someone else, and I'm like, okay, and you can now report to the termination booth because you've committed triggers. I killed the same person
thing is just handing out paperwork. That's the creme de la creme of that game. Like just having a whole box full of paperwork when people arrive, and when they do stuff, just hand them shit they have to fill out, and then hand it back to them and say it wasn't filled out correctly, but don't tell them where. It's just so good.
You take it very bureaucratically. I like that.
Oh yeah,
I'd be down to play that, Spencer. I totally want to play that.
But in the midst of madness, right? So it's like you have to submit your form in 30 seconds, and there's also fire all over the ground, and you're trying to make your way out of and so it's like you failed to submit your form in time. Please, you have to fill out a new form.
Oliver, leave me alone. Just red.
Just a red. Submit a delay of form submission form.
It's like filing your taxes because you're going to be late on your taxes, right?
Yeah. Filing. Yeah. Anyway, that's a bit that never gets old. But anyway, thank you guys so much. It's so fun.
This was awesome. So
thank you for hosting.
Let's do that thing where we just go around and tell everybody where we're from. I'll bring us home. So I'm going to go down with you, Spencer, first. If people want to find you, where can they find you? Let's go back to where you have all your stuff.
Oh, great. You can find me at Spenser Starke on Twitter and on Instagram. And you can find Alice is Missing, which is my new game that is coming out on Kickstarter on Monday, June 1st. So go check that out.
It's going to be awesome. Can't wait.
Thanks.
Awesome. So, Kristin, where can people find you? Because you do lots of stuff.
I do. I love gaming and all things gaming, and I try to do as much as I can. You can find me on Twitter at KristinIsNoJedi, and you can find some of my games at diceupgames.com and my podcasts at rolltoplaynetwork.com.
Awesome. Excellent. Thanks so much for joining us. And John Stav, because your last name's rough, man. That's a big one.
Well, and that's why my Twitter is just jstav_, so I can save everyone the pain.
Nice. Thanks so much for joining us. That was awesome. I loved you brought some special fun with the skulls. I really liked the picture you painted with that. So well done. And Miss Banana Chan, who kind of brought this Super Friends together tonight. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Banana Chan Games. We have a Kickstarter that's running right now through Game and a Curry for Battle of the Boy Bands. So you can check that out. And we also have another Kickstarter coming out on July 14th for Jiangxi Blend the Banquet Hall, which is a tabletop RPG. And Kristin is one of the writers for it. So, yes.
Yes, I can't wait.
That looks great. So
Such a good game.
awesome stuff. Be sure to check that out, and I will hopefully see you guys all around the Renegade Convention in oh my goodness, 2 weeks, if not less.
Oh my god, it's so close.
Wow.
You have no
Oh,
idea.
no.
It's getting closer
So
every minute.
soon.
Every minute. So we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Chris Whipham. I'm the host. I do Game All Night, which used to be the late night board game talk show, but now I just have fun with friends. That's it. That's all I want to do. And nothing's more fun than Fiasco with 4 awesome people. So thanks for joining us. Thank you at home for watching, and we'll see you next time. Until then, be safe, have fun, and play some role-playing games. And we're out.